What is up? We are live. Welcome, Jamie. How are we doing? Today, we're going to be doing some best ball drafts. We're going to be discussing NFL draft rumors, some trades, all that kind of stuff. Going to look back at my official mock draft. There are one or two things that I would probably change if I were to redo it today, but we will get into all of those things, and we will be doing that after the intro.
We're grinding through the torment. High volume, no management. Taming souls indecent. Grinding drafts through the abyss, no rest in our veins. Feel striking like lightning, flooding endless pains from late season voids. He's dropping all the flames. Bestball Degens Unite, shattering the chains. Old school RB stacking fury, derailing trendy trains. Who is commanding the storm etched in our brains? Who? Hey! Thunder in the names, claiming all the kills. Flames, names, games. Degen wrath of fuse, stone age torment remains. Bestball eternal, in remains infernal domain. Pterodactyl pigs screaming, Cayman chaos reigns. Fossil fury fuels the fire, drafted through the veins.
Hey, what's up, Devin? How we doing, Gunner? We're going to go ahead and jump into this $5 drafters. It may overlay, it may not. It still needs 600 entrants, which is, what would that be? 8 times 5, 40 some rooms, like 40-ish rooms to fill in 4 hours. But like, it's not going to be a lot of overlay, but it will possibly overlay. This is over on Drafters. If you guys do not have an account over on Drafters, you can use promo code WHO, capital H with 2 little O's, for 100% deposit match for up to $100. Because you can only pick 4 names. And I feel like there's a really high chance of the Giants doing it. I think, I don't know about most Chiefs fans, but I know this Chiefs fan is very, very against us trading up to 3 for Arvell Reese if Arvell Reese is there. I think Ruben Bain is pretty close to as good as he is. I don't like David Bailey. So I really, really don't want that. I also really don't want Mansour Delane at 9. So there's something I think could happen that would be a lot of fun. It would be pretty wild for the during the draft. I haven't worked through all of the details yet, but I'll go over it here in just a second. I'm going to put some background music on. Let's go with this one. Let me know if this is too loud or not. LGB. No, it's LFG. So this is a wild thing that I was thinking about. Like, I think Pickens could get traded today. I think Brian Thomas Jr. could get traded today. I think if Kansas City or like at 29 or at 31, the Patriots or Chiefs are very live to trade for to go ahead and trade that for Brian Thomas Jr. Now with Pickens, the rumor is, like, I think that if there's a wide receiver available to Kansas City at 9, I could see the Chiefs, so if the Chiefs and Cowboys were to trade all of their picks together, like 9 and 29 for 12 and 20, it's pretty close to equal value. Now, what if instead of getting back pick 20, they toss Pickens over along with it? So Kansas City ends up with pick 12 and Pickens, and then Dallas has 3 first rounders. Like, something like that could be massive. Like, Pickens is the exact kind of receiver KC would need on the outside. If they don't plan on re-signing Rashee Rice, like, they could sign Pickens to a deal. I don't necessarily think that that's going to happen. It's just an interesting thought. Pickens and Javonte for Achane. Maybe. I think Pickens. I think that there's a world where just at the end of the draft, Pickens could just get traded for one of the like Pickens or BTJ. Either one could get traded for a back end pick, and I think BTJ would actually fetch a little more, only because like Pickens is going to require a contract, and BTJ is on year 3 of the rookie deal. And he was a first round pick, so you have 3 more years. So you have 2 years and the option on it, right? Not happening. Dallas Cowboys are not that smart. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But like, just thinking through options, like we also want trades a lot more than GMs want to do trades because they're scared of outcomes. So Brett Veach has been quoted saying fireworks are going to happen, which to me means we're going to move up to 3, and I'm going to be very unhappy. I'm just trying to make, like, maybe they've already discussed pick 29 for Brian Thomas Jr. because that report came out today that Jacksonville's looking to move, right? May possibly move up into the back end of the first round. So, like, what, like, BTJ fits kind of the same role that would fit our offense very well as well. That's maybe. But like 8-minute clock tonight, at least. Is it 8-minute now? They moved it down. That's I didn't realize that they'd done that. I mean, with as much of a show that they make it, like it's gonna be hard to like it's gonna be hard to get them to have the people go across the stage for them to even announce the picks, right? All right, we are at the 3 spot. We got Crossface at the 1. We have Coolers at the 6. We have Grody at the 8. I don't know if you're listening. If I missed you, let me know. If not, I'm gonna shameless plug right now. Right now, we are shameless plugging. Crossface, I think, like has been doing these nonstop today. I think you only had a few of them done yesterday. And by the way, if you're just popping in, if you can smash the like, that'd be fantastic. So like things I would change in my mock. Let me find my mock real quick. So like I had the Giants taking Sonny Styles. I would change that to Caleb Downs there instead of Sonny Styles. And it may end up being the same. I think with the way that the board fell, like I think it'd be the same. I could see Dallas, like the problem with Dallas trading up is that the options are pick 8 and 9 or 6. Those are the options they have. Because there could be the we don't trade in division stuff going on there. I don't know if the Cowboys, the Giants, or the Commanders are teams that like would care about that. But hey, what's up? Random? Yeah, you only had a couple drafts in just the other day, right? Because I did one on stream, I believe it was yesterday, and you were in that. I reviewed your team. I don't know if you I think you only had like 6 of them or something, but maybe I'm misremembering. So yeah, I think some big trades are going to happen tonight. I also think that most of the trades that happen in the draft are going to happen between picks 12 and 23. I think that a lot of teams are going to trade up in that spot, and we're going to see mostly offensive linemen and wide receivers go in that range, possibly. I think that a team may trade up for Cooper, or the Jets just take him at 16. I could see a team trading up for Mekhi Lemon. Maybe not. But if a team really likes Omar Cooper, supposedly there's a bunch of teams that really like Omar Cooper, they'll have to trade to 15. 15 is a spot that a lot of like the Bucks have actively been calling about trading down. And in my mock, I have Carolina trading up to get Dylan Thieneman. By the way, if you bet that right now, Dylan Thieneman at pick 15, it's plus 4,000. Not saying it's going to happen, but I doubled down on my mock by placing that bet. $5 bet pays $389 or something. So I was like, why not? I think it's a possible thing. Carolina moving up. Yes, it's an in-division trade, but like it would fit both of them. Carolina needs a safety. They supposedly are basically going to run the card in if Dylan Thieneman's there at 19. And if that's the case, why wouldn't they trade up in front of the other team everyone expects to take him in Minnesota? And we know that we've also been hearing that Detroit is a team that's very alive to move up. So, like, I don't see them trading back either. So, if they need to move up, it would either be at 15 or 16 with the Jets or with the Bucks. So, I think that it wouldn't cost them that much. I think the players that the Bucks would be interested in, they wouldn't have to worry about the Jets, the Vikings, or the Lions taking if they were to make the trade with the Panthers, which would be one reason they'd be willing to do it. Because I don't think any of those teams, maybe Minnesota on Sadiq, and if that doesn't happen, they would still be able to take Messidor, Malachi Lawrence, whatever pass rusher they want. I doubt that the Jets would double up on pass rushers. It looks like Detroit is very heavily favoring offensive line. The rumor is that they really, really like Caden Proctor. All right, so let's take Derrick Henry. Number one, there's a bunch of reasons. Number one, it's not about him or his talent. I personally don't believe. There's a couple things I believe about the draft. Number one, if you trade away an elite player because you don't want to pay him, you don't replace that player with a high draft pick. Especially when you're a team known for developing corners that go mid to late. Like, that is where the strength of Kansas City's Super Bowl runs came from, is how good they are at developing all of that. Like, Trent McDuffie was an early pick. He went at 21. I get it. I also think that this corner class in round 2 and 3 is a little stronger. Like, they don't have anybody from 9 to like 35 or whatever, 36, 37. Like Colton Hood, Jermon McCoy, obviously, if you pass him. Some people like Chris Johnson. I think Chris Johnson's going to be fine. But I think that the options at 40 versus the options you would have like at wide receiver. Like, I want Carnell Tate at 9 or an offensive tackle. Tackle is going to be completely gone at that point. Like, if we don't get Tate or Bain, who we get, and Bain, I'm just higher on than other people. I have Bain, like, I basically have Bain as my number 1 overall player. I know that's a hot take, but that's where I'm at. I don't care about the short arms. I love players with motor. There's nothing more fun than watching a player that has just pure motor. And that's what Ruben Bain is, and he's talented. So, like, if we take and defensive end, to me, is a more important position for a team. Like, a team that can develop corners, if you can get the pass rush out there, they don't have to guard that long, right? So, like, to me, it's better to – and people aren't expecting KC to be in the top 10 again. Those elite pass rushers are way harder to find late in the draft. I think you go for that elite pass rusher, the left tackle to protect Mahomes, or that elite receiver that you never get a chance to get. And we've continually tried to draft wide receiver. So in my mind, there's a lot of reasons why I don't want Mansour to lay in at 9. He basically does not fit what we've been good at. Like he would fit really well on our defense. Like I'm not going to say that he would be a bad player for our defense. And you're crazy and Hispanic, but he's a beast and the best prospect. I mean, Mansour's like he's awesome. It's more about what Kansas City's good at, and Kansas City's good at developing corners late. And it's not like we're going to be at the top of a draft for a while in most people's minds. All right, so Lad's been falling a lot lately. I've been noticing, like on DK earlier today, he went up 57. Lad went up 57 in the DK room earlier today. And if you guys have any questions on like draft prospects or anything, like let me know. I have a lot of data available. Like we can go investigate like the certain players or whatever you want, like in between picks. I don't mind just talking about the draft for a while. I don't know how long I'm going to be live. It all depends. Like I'm going live with Steve later tonight for the entire draft. Assuming people aren't pick tipping. I've already told them if people start pick tipping, I'm basically going to bow out and just watch it in peace. Because I want to watch it and find out in real time. All right, so let's take Judkins here. I kind of like Waddle there. I think that's a fair price. But since I only have the one RB, I have the double anchor right now at wide receiver, so I think we're good. I doubt I can get Joe Burrow back, but we'll try it. But I don't know if that makes sense on why I don't want Mansour at 9. But yeah, that's Casey Concepcion. I have Concepcion. Let me make sure. Like I've moved him up and down a little bit. So post draft, I have Concepcion 6 behind Denzel Boston. I was pretty sure, like, and I have Cooper at 4, Bernard. My ranks have not changed from this, except like I might have, like I've probably moved Ted Hurst up a little bit, and I never got to Deshaun Stribling, and I think he would be in that range as well. So like Ted Hurst would have moved up a little bit, probably ahead of Zachariah Branch. Everybody else gets pushed down. So on Concepcion, like I think he's going to big night tonight. Absolutely, for sure. I think he's got huge upside. In full PPR, he could be an absolute smash. He does a lot of things really well. And I just worry about some off the field stuff I heard about, which may be a big nothing burger, honestly. Like, I think Cooper, Boston, and Concepcion are all the same tier. Boston had a few more questions than Cooper in my eyes, and I heard that Concepcion was a guy who really liked to party. And like he would show, like he would never stay at practice late, none of that stuff. Now that can all change instantly as soon as he gets to an NFL team, right? Like maybe he takes it seriously whenever he gets there. And I don't personally know if that's true. I just know that that's what I heard. So because I'd heard that, I went ahead and put him. I put him down at 6 there. And it kind of sounds like the NFL is a little more out on him as well. Like that if one of those 5 or 6 fall to round 2, it's going to be him. I still think that all 6 of them go in round 1. But like I think he's a really solid player. I do think that he's pretty scheme dependent as well. But yeah, I don't know if I answered your question, but that's what I got. Do you think there's any validity to Tate never being a wide receiver 1 on this team? Absolutely not. Like I've been pretty adamant about this question. Yes, the others are talented, but that means by default he goes up against lesser defenders, mediocre Raz, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm going to be drafted for a while, Gritty. I'm going to be hopping around between here and DraftKings. But if everybody wants to do drafters, we can do that. I'll put a poll up here a little bit later. So I understand that, but like he was good against man and zone. And in zone, you're not going up against other people. And like his biggest strength is how much he knows. Like he's so knowledgeable about what's going on that like he's just so knowledgeable about what the defense is doing. He's got like the quarterback style of mind. And that is why he like, and he's so smooth. Like he's more athletic than people think because he doesn't do things bad. Like if you're really smooth in everything you do, you don't have to be as fast because you're creating separation in little ways constantly. And that's the kind of stuff that Carnell Tate does. I have never at any point bought this whole, he will never be an NFL number 1. I am a bull on him. I believe he will be an NFL number 1. And I think that I think a team like the Browns could do really well drafting him at 6. Now, do I personally love that for my Carnell Tate bags with Deshaun Watson and Shedeur thrown to him? Not really. But do I think that that would be a good place for him? Like, to eventually become an alpha? Yeah, I do. We've seen it in the past with, like, Justin Jefferson to where, like, or Jamar Chase, whichever one you want to argue. Like, one of those was a 2 on an offense. Yes, they did have a little more production than Carnell Tate had coming out. But, like, it's a very similar situation in my mind. I don't think his upside is limited at all. And I don't think that, like, it wasn't that he was only winning in man. He was winning in man and zone. So the rest stuff, it's a fine argument. But, like, if he was only winning in man, the argument would have more validity as well. Some of the best, like Alex Ovechkin, like to have a few. Yeah, like, that's fine. Like, it's more that, like, the report that, and it was from a Steve Smith Senior podcast. Now, one of his show on Concepcion, and like, go watch it for yourself. But he basically said that one of the coaches told him that, like, as soon as practice is over, he was out, and then he would party like the whole night. And it's not like that's a really bad thing, but, like, I mean, it's his time. He showed up. He was never late. None of that. It didn't affect him with that kind of stuff. But, like, in the pros, like, you're going to be more conditioned and all that stuff. But you also have more time to be out there making bad decisions as well. So, all right, let's take Addison. I think Addison hasn't moved up like he has on Underdog yet on Drafters, because he kind of goes over on this side over on Underdog, which I get because, like, this is full PPR, so it does make a little sense that he hasn't moved up as much. They had a better athletic profile though. Yeah. And I get that. They did. So a lot of scouts are actually saying that he actually ran like a 4.47. Like the work. So I'm and I kind of thought he looked faster than he timed as well. But like whenever I watched, we'll just pull Kyler up here. We took Addison. We'll pull Kyler up. All right, let's get back to these chats. We got to that. Was the draft always in April? Yeah, it used to be the last weekend of it. It used to be, I think, like the last weekend in April, and I think that's what this is, right? Yeah, so like the last Saturday of April, I believe, is when it is every year. Is when it ends, and this would be the last one. It's just a little, a lot of the time it's like later in the month by the numbers. But I do think if you're the wide receiver too, you're not going to get the best defender or having safety cheat on your side makes a difference. Yeah. And like I think it's a valid argument. Like I'm not dismissing it completely. I do think that that's a fine argument against it. I'm just a really big believer in his talent. Like I get like Egbuka had a slightly better like statistical profile coming out, but like he was the number 2 on his team, and people weren't as adamant about it with Egbuka because Egbuka was looked at as a lower prospect. But I bet if you were to ask people, like the only reason that is because last year's class was stronger as a whole. What's up, Goofy? How we doing? Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I can't remember what is your team, and what do you hope they don't do? I made that up. I made that up. As long as you're honest about it. What's up, Cards? Cards here is probably like what. If I have a really bad day, Cards is going to have a really good day. I think I'm going to have a bad day today. I do think that if Reese is there, like if Arvell Reese is there at 3, I do think that Spagnola and Reed trade up for him. There is a way we could trade up for him that I think I'm okay with it. I'll lay that out here in a minute. But there's only one way. How many best ball rookies go in the first tonight? Oh, it's way more than that. It's like 7, 8, 7 or 8, probably 8. Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, I seen that. If you're on my Discord, you would have seen that. There was news on him today, if you missed it, by the way. Let's go with C-Rod. I know he doesn't catch passes, but we'll still bet on that offense. He ended up getting cleared of everything with like community service or something. Let me find it real quick. I closed down my Discord because it was popping. But like if you join my Discord, which the link is down below, in the news section, the tweet, I put the news tweet over there about that as well. All right, so yeah, we'll take Omar. So how many best ball rookies? Jeremiah Love, Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, Mekhi Lemon, absolute locks. Sadiq, I don't think is an absolute lock because I do think that if he gets past the Panthers at 19, like he could free fall. Like a lot of the teams at the back end don't really need tight end. But I do think a team would trade up for him or something. Like I do think that he's pretty like 95, 99% going to be in the first. Same with Omar Cooper. I think Denzel Boston may end up being a first rounder as well. And like those are the 7 I think are like almost for sure first rounders. And then Boston and Concepcion, both are fairly likely to be first rounders. Now, it could be one of those two, and Cooper could fall out as well. Like, I feel very strong about those first 6, and then decent about those other 3. And I don't think that we get Jadarian Price today, but you never know. You never know. Oh yeah, and for Fernanda, I forget about him too. So 8 to 10, right? I assume Coolers forgot about him as well. No, I watched that movie once and I will never watch it again. It's the most unbelievable thing you could ever watch. Like it's like, obviously you would do this, like trade away stuff and then like get it all back for cheaper than you traded it for. Like, oh, nice. Thoughts on $10 DK yesterday being next to you? I think I drafted that while half asleep, so I missed it. Like, I did not pay attention. I was half asleep. It was like at 10:30 at night. I was actually laying in bed, clicking buttons like this. So I don't remember. I don't remember, sir. Sorry. I need Movie Magic to win a tournament, so I believe. Like, I get it. Like, I understand why people would like the movie. When something goes way beyond believable, like, unless if it's comical, it's great. If it's not comical, I have a hard time with it. All right, so we're gonna take Denzel Boston here. It sounds like the league likes him a lot more than we do. Afternoon. Oh, before my stream, I missed it. I was doing other things while I was drafting at that point. Like, a lot of the time when I'm drafting off stream, I don't even look at the names. I'm usually doing like some kind of work on the like off to the side. If you want to post it in my Discord, I can check it out later. All right, so we got Henry, Judkins, C-Rod. I haven't been taking a lot of Coleman, but let's say Coleman here. All right, so let me see if I can get this poll thing to work that everybody else can get to work. All right. Let me know if you guys can vote in this or not. So you type 1 or 2. It's never launched for me whenever I've put it in there. So I would like for it to finally work for me. Nice. Got him. Hey, it worked. Sweet. All right, let's go through my team real quick. We got a 2-4-6-1 at the moment. We got Trevor Lawrence. We got Kyler Murray. Derrick Henry, Quinshon Judkins, C-Rod, Jonah Coleman, and wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Ladd McConkey, Parker Washington, Jordan Addison, Omar Cooper, Denzel Boston, Brockery Bowers. So I will take Mendoza if he comes back. That was the plan here. Sweet. Like, I'm just glad that it's actually working correctly. Does it show me how many? Yeah, it shows me how many there are. And by the way, anybody who has a question about a prospect or whatever, drop it in the chat about a possible trade or whatever. And if you want, like, we can look at the trade chart and all that stuff, or the total pick chart, the one that I made with all the draft picks. We can go over like what teams are likely to trade up, what teams aren't, everything like that as well. Just let me know. Like, we can draft teams, we can just talk draft, we can do whatever. Either way, I'm going to be like, and at the end of the episode tonight, we're going to go through all of my exposures, and you guys can make fun of me. Sounds great, doesn't it? I don't think I can get my DraftKings exposures up on the web, or ooh. We're gonna chance it and take Emmett Johnson here. We're gonna chance quarterback there. We're gonna push Emmett, or we're gonna push it for Emmett. Yeah, that will be fun. You're not gonna. I don't think you. There's a couple rookies up there, Goofy. So I know you're not gonna be a big fan of it. Like I know you won't be the biggest fan because my top exposures, I believe, are Omar Cooper, Emmett Johnson, and Jeremy Bernard. So looks like we're gonna get our third. Like, I could have taken Mendoza there and then just been happy with Brian Robinson. But I'm still a believer in Emmett Johnson. And I actually think Emmett Johnson to Minnesota is a pretty solid spot. Like, I could see in the third or fourth round Minnesota taking Emmett. All right, so draft, baby. Time to get perky. Let's go. How we doing, M. Stockton? All right, so Cards team was Bo Nix, Kyler Murray, Jeremiah Love at quarterback, Kenneth Walker, Montgomery, Jonathan Brooks, Rodriguez. So you took Brooks before Rodriguez? I mean, there is the rumor out. I do expect. I'm very curious what Jacksonville does in this draft. Rumors are everywhere. Jonah Coleman, Keaton Mitchell, Jordan James, wide receiver, Jefferson, AJ Brown, DJ Moore, Cortland Sutton, Tesla. So you went 3 absolute studs. Sutton for some floor, then Tesla, Malik, Surratt, Hurst, and then Tyler Warren and Kate Otten. Yeah, that's a pretty fun team. You got the Sutton connection. You got Jeremiah Love throwing to nobody. Then you got Jefferson and Kyler Murray. But I am curious why you have was Love just there for a third quarterback? Like, I actually don't think you have to stack all 3 quarterbacks. I think it's nice if you get them stacked, but it's not like a necessity. I don't think you want to actively not stack, but I do think that forcing up for the stack is probably bad most of the time. Unless you're doing it to be unique, right? Love was a follower and scooped it. Got it. Yeah. Exactly. Like, if Love fell 7 to 10 picks in this market, why not, right? Absolutely. Why not? So we're going to take one of these guys. So our wide receivers, Chase, McConkey, Parker, Addison, Cooper, Boston. I mean, that feels pretty solid. So if you guys are just popping in, if you could smash the like, that'd be fantastic. If you're new to the content and you enjoy the show, please give me a sub. We are at 500 subs. Next Sunday, we will be doing a 12-hour live stream. I haven't scheduled any guests yet. I'm going to start in on that tomorrow. I'm going to start messaging people. I'm going to get the planner out and start doing that. I have a couple people already wanting, like, definitely gonna jump on. I just need to get times and plan all that out. But that'll be fun. And then on Monday night, it'll be the first time that Coolers, Loots, and Steve and I, we're gonna, like, Steve and I show is gonna add FK Coolers and Loots, and we're going to start doing a new show. Just talking, like, going through data and stuff. And the first week, we're just going to talk about, like, how the draft affects the ADPs as well. I'm going to go ahead and... No, let's not do that. Yeah, we're going to take Vidal again. I'm pretty high on Vidal. Like, if we're getting him in round 17 as RB2, like, I believe he's RB2 on that team. And, like, I think Vidal should be, like, 10 picks higher, and Keaton should be, like, 10 picks lower. I would vote all of the above on that poll question. Yeah, the YouTube poll question. Yeah, so the poll question right now, Chiefs. I'm gonna guess Ghost Cards out there picked the Cardinals. I would have picked the Chiefs if I could vote. The Giants. Everybody seems hopeful that the Giants are not gonna ruin the draft, and I mean, the obvious answer is it's always the Jets, right? The Jets are always the Jets. They do have a new GM. I kind of like the way that they attacked everything at the end of the year. I just wish that they would hashtag free Breece Hall, right? If you agree, type in the chat hashtag free Breece. All right, so we got a couple picks left here. I'm probably going to add a third tight end, even though I have Bowers, just to secure, like, I think, well, I guess maybe not with this team, actually. 30%. 30% Breece. I knew that was your guy. They'll draft defensive guys for Glenn's system and then fire him next year. Yeah, like if the Jets take David Bailey at 2, I think it's horrible. I think it's really bad. Because David Bailey is the try to save your job this year guy, and Arvell Reese is the guy to actually develop and become good down the line. And the Jets ain't going to win 10 games next year. Like, that's not happening. All right. I'll get to your team here in a minute. Yeah, let's take Parkinson there. All right. So, a 333 draft. Shuck, Stroud, Rogers, Sanders, Punt QB. Jonathan Taylor, Demont, Algier, Dobbins, Brooks, Singleton. Where did you get Algier, by the way? Rice, Olave, Ladd, Sutton, Ayuk, Debo, Malik, Bernard, Tyler Warren, Darnell Washington. I'm not gonna lie, you got a lot of players on there I don't like. I guess it's only a couple. Like, I don't like Singleton. I don't like Ayuk's price, really. I guess it's only those two. I mean, it's a pretty fun squad, though. Like, Rice, Olave to start. So I'm going to lean in to, if all the rumors are true and, like, Dallas is wanting to trade up for a wide receiver, some people believe the Rams are going to trade up for a wide receiver. I think the Browns are very likely to just draft a wide receiver. I think the Giants are live to just draft a wide receiver. If all of that happens, Vele feels pretty safe in New Orleans. That team has a good chance of playoff as it does. Like, I was thinking I wasn't going to like it because I just do not like Devin Singletary or Devin's. It's number one. Is that Nicholas Singleton, not Devin Singletary? Reese is taking heavy steam right now. He is because like it's been up and down all day. Imagine any team other than the Jets that can make Reese, Garrett Wilson, and Fields all unstartable in fantasy. It's just wild to stop and think of. No, you are not wrong. Shady was in it. Oh yeah, like I get like if you got boxed out at quarterback, like stopping at those two tight ends as well, like that makes sense. Tyler Warren like could be treated as an elite. Like, do I love it? No, but I do think that securing your quarterback situation makes more sense as well. Yeah. One who never wavered. I mean, I haven't done any 333s yet on DraftKings. I did all 5 big boards or bigger boards. Weird feeling that the Seahawks make a move to get Love. Looking somewhere for a bet. Huh. I think you can bet it on DraftKings. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Well, let me make sure I queue up somebody I want to draft. So with this team, we're going to take Savion or Skylar Bell. On DraftKings, you can bet it at plus 6,000. Which team will Jeremiah Love be drafted by? You go to NFL Draft. Over here, players drafted by Jeremiah Love. Seahawks plus 6,000. Where's the text? Like, if I think if a team moves way up, it's going to be the Texans. They're plus 7,000. They actually have the draft capital. The Seahawks don't have any draft capital, so I don't see them being able to do it. They only have 4 picks. But I don't see that really happening. Draft props are not available. Okay, got it. Nick Saban called Caden Proctor fat thoughts. He's not wrong. The man was 366. He ended up showing up at the combine at 352. I agree with what NFL Stock Exchange is saying, and that like he's not a tackle. He's a guy that if you draft, you move him into guard. He's just got too big of a body to play tackle. So you put him in guard where his footwork doesn't matter as much, and like just let him sit in there and move people. And I think several NFL teams are looking at it that way. In Ohio, so might be limited. I have a feeling most of us be sad about our big board exposures come the morning. Maybe. Like, well, for me, it'll be like after Saturday night, right? Before you bet props, check all the sites, including Kalshi. I only have I need to start doing that, like get an account everywhere. Like I'll show you all the bets that I've made so far. Well, let me log in. I've shared several of them. So my personal bets, I have Caleb Downs going under 9.5. I bet it twice accidentally because I did two different bets. To go along with my mock draft, I have Dylan Thieneman going at pick 15. I just think there's a small chance that it's a $9 bet to get $400. I just think there's the Bucks are actively trying to move back, and I just think that the Panthers really want Thieneman, and I think that they might trade up to get him. If I could just bet the Panthers get Thieneman, I probably would. This had really good odds, plus 1,700 to get Mawanoa at 3. I'm not this is just to kind of go along with my draft or my mock as well. I think that it's unlikely, but I think that these odds make it a fine bet. Kenyon Sadiq not going in the top 16 picks, I think is one I really like. And then my favorite one is Monroe Freeling under 19.5. I bet it reasonably heavy at 215. It's down to minus 108. It was minus 215. So that feels good. Let's review the teams real quick. So let's go through chat. Had to skip going to draft. Be impossible not without smashing beers. Need my only meeting to start and finish. Nice. Yeah, you're not drafting, so it means you don't have a beer on you, right? Is that those are the rules, right? I got a position on the Republican Senate race in Texas on Kalshi. I'm basically taking candy from babies over there. I don't know much about any of that stuff. It's an Arizona beer, Four Peaks. All right, you guys talk about beers. I'll talk about the draft that we just done. We got a 3-6-8-3 here. Trevor Lawrence, Kyler Murray, Mendoza. Running backs, Derrick Henry, Quinshon Judkins, Chris Rodriguez, Jonah Coleman, Emmett Johnson, and Kamani Vidal. That feels solid enough. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Lyle McConkey, Parker Washington, Jordan Addison, Omar Cooper, Denzel Boston, Vele, and Savion Williams. Savion, my boy Williams, Brock Bowers, Gunnar Helm, and Colby Parkinson. Crossface at the 1, we got a 3-7-8-2. Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, Ty Simpson. Jared Goff stacked up with Jahmyr Gibbs and Laporta. Jahmyr Gibbs, Travion Henderson, Rashad White, Tyrone Tracy, JCM, Brian Robinson, Ollie Gordon. JCM feels like a better pick now that it looks like that they're not going to draft Jeremiah Love. But I still think that they're pretty live to trade for Tony Pollard. I really believe Tony Pollard is going to be a Commander. I truly believe that. Brian Robinson and Ollie Gordon. Wide receiver, Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, Alec Pierce, Brian Thomas, Jalen Coker, Travis Hunter, Darnell Moody, and Kendrick Ford. And then Sam Laporta, Terrence Ferguson. Solid team. I might have went a third tight end instead of Bourne, but I think it's fine. We got coolers. And actually, let me look at something real quick. All right, so Cooler's got a 2.693 here. Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix, running backs. Josh Jacobs, Javonte Williams, J.K. Dobbins, Emmanuel Wilson, Ray Day, Chris Brooks. Chris Brooks not getting a lot of love right now. The stack there, that's a low-owned guy. I don't mind it. JSN, Drake London, Roma Dunze, Wandale, Worthy, Wicks, Adonai Mitchell, Jeremy Bernard, Chris Bell. Chris Bell got the positive buzz today, or yesterday, I think it was. Harold Fannin, Juwan Johnson, Chika Okonkwo. Like always, very solid draft by Coolers. I don't think I missed anybody, but if I did say something, we can always go back to it. I'll wait until that lobby fills to jump in. I get new Glarus all to myself. I quit over 3 years ago, pretty much every day after decades. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely don't put yourself back in that environment for sure. It's soft as all, much more sophisticated on DK or Underdog. What are we talking about? Oh, you're talking about Kalshi? Yeah, I know Justin Herzig was talking about using Kalshi stuff as well. So while we're waiting, like, let's come look over here. So this is the NFL. Like, I put this out on X. If you don't follow me on X, like, it's also on my Discord. But this is every draft pick for the NFL draft as is. And there are some things here that are to note. Like, Seattle only has pick 32, 64, 96, and 188, right? So I think that they're definitely going to move back. Now, if they can, right? And I think that they probably will. And then, like, Detroit, they don't have a third, but they have an extra fourth and fifth and sixth, right? That's for Isaac Tesla. But they should be able to package, like, the fourth and fifth to move up from 17 to 15 or 14 or something. If they really want, like, rumors are that they are looking to trade up in the draft. By the way, we are entering the next lobby now. +9 over here. +9. So they're a team that could definitely move. Pittsburgh has 3/3 and 2/4. I don't think they're going to move on 21. I think they're going to try to package some of those picks to get a third pick in the top 60. But apparently they're looking to trade up to secure an offensive lineman as well. Like, all the buzz, a bunch of teams are wanting to move up for offensive linemen. I think we could see the Chargers move up, including next year. Like, I think they're a team that might give up like 22 and like a second next year to move up to, like, I don't know, the Dolphins pick or something to grab Vega Owine. I think something like that could absolutely happen. We're +4 over here on Drafters, +4. Marathon format. So what was the question here? Drafters. Okay. So Drafters is full PPR and it's marathon. Somebody was confused about that the other day. Like, it's every week you score your roster scores, and then it adds, like, then the next week your roster scores, and it adds up to have one total final. It's the confusion was they thought that it was like you just want the players with the highest number at the end, like that. Just whoever the top 3 receivers in your team were, their total fantasy points, that's what scored. That is not how it works. It is week by week, your team scores, and at the end of the season, the team with the most score wins. We're +3 over here. +3. Let me change the music real quick. Yeah, I'm in the lobby. Yeah, I mentioned earlier, we're in this lobby. We're +3. So another team like Washington, everybody talk about how they want to trade down. They would like to trade down possibly. They're missing a 2 and a 4. Atlanta, I don't know what they could possibly do. They have a 4. They have a second, third, fourth, no fifth, no first. The Packers actually have some room to move a little bit into the back. Like, they could probably move up from like 84 to earlier in the third or something with the 160. If they really like some players, because they have an extra 5th and 7th here. I don't think they're going to be making noise until middle of day 2, though, or middle of round 2. Oh, we actually got a DraftKings bet over here. All right, so we are in the next lobby. We got the 4. We got Coolers at the 6. We got Rick at the 5. We got Louisiana Lightning at the 8. We got Megatron at the 8. Louisiana Lightning at the 9. Mikey Boy at the 11. T-Fly. I don't know if you're listening. If you are, let me know. And shameless plug, like always, I sniped K Jones earlier today. I had Chase Brown and Terry McLaurin, and I took Terry McLaurin at 51. They took Jamar Chase at 101. And at 69, somebody took Jaden Daniels on me, so I stacked up Chase Brown with Jamar Chase, or not with Jamar Chase, with Joe Burrow. So Ashton Genty goes at 2 here. They're getting unique rosters, it looks like. There won't be very many of those. Like, this is definitely going to be a unique roster for them. Use promo code and get a 100% deposit match. Yeah, yeah, you could use my promo code. I have a promo code here. It is WHO, capital H with 2 little O's. And it's a 100% deposit match for up to $100. It's the only deposit match they give. If there was a bigger deposit match to give, I would tell you to use somebody else's, but this is the one they give. I will say it can be a little rough to like figure out. Like a lot of people, like I had to like use PayPal to pay for it. Like I had to get my PayPal set up, and I can only pay and add money through PayPal. But like once I got that figured out, it works perfectly fine. And it's on your deposit. It's not like it's when you deposit is when the promo code happens. They actually give out a reasonable amount of deposit matches, though. They're not big ones, but like I think I've got 3 $25 matches this year, something like that, which is awesome, right? Like I'll take every deposit match you give me. Downloaded the app to fill out, sign up. Nice. Yeah, it's a pretty nice feeling over here. It's got a chat box too if you want to troll people as well. That's what Mike Rub does. He jumps in here, he does that. But yeah, the promo code is my logo, essentially. And by the way, for anybody who's just popping in, we're drafting best ball, but anything you want to know about any of these possible round 1 rookies, like Max Ionocker or whatever, like just ask questions. Like if you've seen somebody mock to a team and you don't know who they are, or you don't know why your team wants this player, maybe I don't know either. Maybe I think it's a bad pick as well. But just ask questions in the chat. I will try to get to all of them. Draft 5 on a weekend and get a free entry. Draft 10 consecutive days, get free entries. Yeah, like I will say Drafters has overlaid almost every year. I don't know, like this year it feels a little different. Like they've done a lot better in pre-draft. But they offer pretty major deposit. Like, all right, what do we want? Do I want to do another? I'm just gonna pull up Nico here. But yeah, like basically on, is it Memorial Day? No, it's Veterans Day. Whatever the weekend is, like that's close to NFL kickoff. The weekend before the NFL kickoff, they're usually offering massive deal. And they also do pretty good. So if you fully max the contest, you get a chunk of money back as well. It's not like it's not the program similar to what Underdog has, like to where it rates on how much money you spent. It's just if you max this at 10, at 25, at 50, at 100, you get a free ticket. So that's 10. So you get 4 free tickets no matter what if you do the 150. And then at 150, you get I can't remember. I don't want to give an exact number, but you get a decent chunk back. Draft 5 on a weekend, get a free entry. Draft 10 on consecutive days, get free entries. Yeah. They've ran that the last 2 years. It's not guaranteed that it gets ran again. But like they do a good job with promos, and they do deposit matches, stuff like that as well. What's up, Bloody? How we doing, sir? We're here drafting teams up until the start. Maybe not all the way till the start. I am going to be live with Steve all night, assuming things go well. Promo code is this right here. Capital H, 2 little O's, sir. Capital H, 2 little O's. Lurking and working. Thank you for supporting the channel, Anthony. We will definitely have you on whenever your work slows down. Definitely look forward to that Who's Crew episode. How does the Dexter Lawrence trade affect Jamar Chase and Chase Brown ever so slightly downgrade or negligible? It's probably... It's not like their defense is going to become elite, right? I do think, they're very far away from being elite. But I think it may actually help them a little, because at the end of games when they're down, Dexter Lawrence is a good run defender, and they could not stop the run at all, right? So if they couldn't stop the run at all, whenever a team got the ball and just ran down their throat and ran out the clock, that's going to happen at a lesser pace. So I would think that it will actually assist them to get the ball back quicker in those situations. Or like maybe they still allow a score, but less time is going to come off of the clock, right? So in my mind, it's actually a positive for them. I don't know if everybody would agree, but in my mind, in the way I look at it, I do think that that's how that would work. You guys can call me an idiot if you disagree, because it's not locked in that that I'm right. You know, like it's just how I would view it. Oh yeah. Sorry for that. I slept wrong last night, and I'm a little stiff. Little stiff. With all of the buzz about Jeremiah Love going at 3 or at 4, and like I think Bidwell's dumb enough to just do it. To be like, no, we need to sell tickets, right? I think that's like, we could, if you guys want, also later we could do a what I would do mock draft instead of a predictive mock draft. And I promise you that will look way different than anything you've seen. Lost Hendrickson, but gain Lawrence, less quarterback pressure, but better run defense. Yeah, exactly. But like, to me, that means that like they're going to gain bigger chunks, right? And all right, so we're gonna go ahead and take Scatabo here. I'm betting that he's healthy. I'm betting that one of the other two teams take Jeremiah Love. I've been betting on the Titans this entire time. I still think Harbaugh's going to try to build through the defense, even if he gets there. I felt like 95% sure on that before. I'm like lowering to like 85%. I still think it's very likely that they go defense if it's a choice. I just don't think it's like a non-zero probability anymore. Like, but I'm not really that worried about it. I just don't think it's an option for him. Yeah, so the less quarterback pressure, like for sure, right? And maybe they take more gambles, right? Maybe because Hendrickson's not there. And like Dexter Lawrence can rush the passer too, right? That's why he's worth the pick. We'll go through all the exposure after this one. After this draft, we will go through the exposures. We can go through underdog and we can go through drafters. I did promise that I was going to do that, but I also said I was going to go live at 4. So I don't want to do that before 4 o'clock hits, just in case. Because yes, I decided I was going to go live early today, and I'm just going to stay live a little bit longer. So I want to go ahead and make sure I didn't lie to people about it, right? How does it work if the little board doesn't fill today? So basically, more like every pod. I'll have to go look at the structure real quick. We can run through that once I've picked. So we'll just do it now. So you'll still get your 2 of 12 advance, right? So all the top 2 teams of every single pod that enters will go forward, right? But then after the top 2 in the pods, there'll be so many. They have to fill out enough pods in week 15 to get the 1 of 10 thing, right? You're guaranteed to have however many pods it would be for there to be enough 1 of 10s to get 1 of 10, 315, right? So after all the first and second seeds already advanced because they deserved it, then it goes by total points. At that point, it's total points. The top X amount of teams until you get down to the cut line just get thrown into pods. That is how that works. Not sure I explained that in the cleanest way, but we sure explained it. Let's go Jordan Tyson here. It's 4 o'clock somewhere. If 48K light, then 8K wildcard entries on the little board. And the wildcard are by total points. So, yep. Yeah, I hadn't done the math yet. We could do the math as soon as it closes, right? And by the way, if you guys are just popping in, please smash the like. If you enjoyed the content, hit the sub. We are doing best ball drafts right now. If you have any NFL draft questions about the first round, let me know. I have all kinds of other browsers pulled up. We're kind of intermittently going through and discussing the NFL as well for any of you new viewers. I think so we got Ramondre here. The team right now, we got Derrick Henry, Scatabo, Ramondre, Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Egbuka, and Jordan Tyson. As it stands, Underdog is losing $63,000 on the leaderboard. Like last year, like it was. I think it's legit overlay given the rake. Yeah, so like, I mean, we can just math it out right now. Let's say it fills at 80%, right? Let me bring up calculator real quick. So 0.8 times 189,000. That'd be 151,200, right? So that'd be minus 37,800. I'm putting that in there for a reference point. So you'd have 37,800 less entries. You multiply that 37,800 by 3, and it's like, I mean, I can give you a rough number, but we'll get an exact number. It's $113,400 in overlay if it gets to 80%. So the overlay at 80% would be $113,400. And let's say there's 30K, like let's say that there's 30,000 entrants that don't get there, right? Like it's 30,000 short at the end. If you divide that by 12 and then divide that by 2, that means there's 1,250 like that would be 1,250 overlay spots. So like the top, if my math's correct, it'd be the top 1,250 total points entrants in the contest that didn't advance from a 1 or 2 seed to get through. Like last year, I had some 7th place teams get through because their little board 2 overlaid to a crazy amount. All right, so we don't have a quarterback yet. Joe Burrow always goes to the T. Higgins drafter. This is not going great. Let's see if we can't. I'm gonna change the music up as well. You're right. Screen. My bad. My bad. I was too busy. I was too locked into the math. I ended up taking Chris Godwin there. I didn't like my spot at all. I debated on taking Bo Nix again, naked Bo Nix. I decided against it. I don't have very many Baker Mayfield double stacks. I'm just gonna pull them up here. Because I probably don't have a single Igbuka Godwin Mayfield stack in my portfolio. And I have a plan for what I'm going to do here. Do I think you should take Baker over Bo? Not really. Do I think stacking matters less on drafters? I do. But I also do want this somewhere in my portfolio. And I'm pretty sure I don't have any. You want to see naked Drake May. Got it. We can't do that. It's too late. Too late for that, buddy. Too late. So let's look and see what other people are doing here. We got Mikey, 341, Hampton, Javonte Algier, wide receiver Jefferson, Zay, Devontae at 59, Ricky Pearsall, tight end Tyler Warren. Very solid. Very solid. I mean, Maybe not. Maybe she doesn't want to see it. Maybe she's tired of it. You don't know. You don't know what it's like for him. Maybe he doesn't believe in wearing pants at the house and she's tired of it. You never know. It's like, nope, this is my house. Pants, not happening. No pants. Never. The pants aren't optional. They're just non-existent. All right, we got so I was hoping to. The reason I put Baker up here is because I was hoping to get Tyler Shuck to stack up with Tyson. So this is not going as planned. Yeah, exactly. It's his house. I ain't gonna wear pants in my house. It's up, like, yeah, exactly. Everybody's wife gets tired of him. That's not even a question. Hey, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I can make it, but we're better than that. We'll just not report that joke. We're not going to report that joke. Yeah, I was in the middle of the tease when that popped up for me. All right, so this is very, very ugly. We're gonna just take another receiver, I guess. We're gonna be done at 7 receivers with this team for sure. Yeah, this song plays a little lighter than all the other ones as well. Not a tease. Nope. Wasn't much teasing involved. Reportedly. Reported by X, right? Like, allegedly, as you say. I feel a sneeze coming on, and it won't come all the way to the front. Like, I took Alec Pierce there, so we have 2 different stacking partners. We're definitely going to be down bad at quarterback in this pod. So, like, what do you guys think happens with the Patriots at 20 or at 31? I think that Brian Thomas Jr. is very in play. I really think that BTJ is in play there. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Like, I know everybody already says that, like, AJ Brown's already there, but, like, if they've got a trade in place for a receiver that they can't do until later, why not go with a younger version of, like, a younger player that's close to as good or that has upside similar to that, like, that you don't have to pay as much, right? Why not get the younger talent on the rookie deal for the pick? Like, it's not like BTJ's a bad player, and, like, we don't know what let's say that whenever the trade happens, it's like a first and a second, and they could get rid of the second but have a guy on a rookie deal instead, right? Or that they end up trading that pick for George Pickens and signing him to a long-term deal. Like, I think both of those things are very on the table. I don't really agree. I think if that happens, they just, like, what if they trade up and then take a corner, right? And then just move Hunter back, right? Like, I don't know what they're planning to do, obviously, but they could trade up trade BTJ, get a corner, and then move Travis Hunter over. Because remember, the regime that's there didn't draft Brian Thomas Jr. But they did draft Travis Hunter. And they drafted Travis Hunter to be a two-way player. So, in my mind, this is all like, hey, if we can get something for this, yeah. I mean, I'm just giving reasons why it could happen, man. I'm not out here reporting news. I'm just giving ideas of what I believe could be the reason why. Like let's say Jermon McCoy is there, and for whatever reason they actually are passing him, right? Like they think he's fine. Like their medical staff is the only one in the league that's not negative on him, right? Why would they not trade up to take that guy if he's there at 29? Whenever, if he's fully healthy, he's supposed to go at like 13, 14, right? So, like, do I think that this is going to happen? No. Do I think it's possible? I think it's an explanation to something that doesn't make sense, is what I think. But, like, you just look at it and, like, this regime traded for, like, Brian Thomas Jr. was on the team. They drafted Travis Hunter in the first round, and then they traded for Jacoby Myers, right? And I mean, you could say that maybe, like, if I were them, I'd be trading Parker Washington instead, see if you can get something for him. But BTJ is going to fetch you a better price, right? So I just think that, like, logically, it makes sense that this regime that had nothing to do with Brian Thomas Jr. would trade him away, and then move Hunter back and, like, draft a corner. Like, if they're going to trade Brian Thomas, I think that would be the way that played out. But what do I know? I'm just out here trying to make stuff up. I will definitely take a naked Cam Ward here to get a third quarterback. We definitely needed that. Got pretty lucky. Nobody took that the one hole is happy with Lawrence plus Herbert. Maybe they have a plan down the board. Maybe not. I think I got lucky though. What's up, Brett? How we doing, sir? We went live a little earlier than expected. We were feeling good. Like, I was kind of disappointed. Like, I was hoping to watch draft content all day, and nobody was live. Nobody was doing anything. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go live early. Why not? Let's just chat with everybody. Have a good time. So back to like the draft. I think that I really do believe, as I said earlier, that we're going to see a whole bunch of trades, like, starting at, like, pick 13. Like, and it might be pick 13 trading up. It might be pick 13 trading back. I don't know exactly which way it goes, but I think the Rams are, like, in that range all the way to pick 20, or like even 22, are very live to trade up and back. I could see the Bears moving up. The Bears have a little bit of capital. So, like, I could see them trading up for a specific player if they think that player is not going to be available. If we go back to the chart, like, Chicago has an extra second. They don't have a fifth or sixth, but they have an extra second, right? So if they really wanted, they could package like 25 and 129, or like they could even package 25 and 89 to move up to, like, I don't know, pick 15 and get the exact guy they want. I think that that's something that not a lot of people are really talking about. Washington only has 4 picks. Probably wants to trade down if Love doesn't fall. I could see the. I mean, Trading Chaos is supposedly starting at pick 3. Apparently, Kansas City and New Orleans is going to trade up to number 3. I very much hope it's the Saints and not the Chiefs. I really don't want Kansas City to trade up to 3. And I did say earlier there was a scenario where if we trade up to 3, I'm okay with it. And I don't think most people would be okay with it. But for me, I think that if we could trade like pick 29, like because it's a class that not a lot of people really want picks in, right? I think if there was a way we could package like 29, our first next year, and like a third next year to move up to 3 and keep pick 9 and pick 40. And like, so we could get the elite DN, we could get the elite wide receiver possibly, and then or maybe the probably the tackle, and then still get like Jeremy Bernard or somebody like that at pick 40. Like, and I wouldn't even like have to get a receiver. I think a receiver, if we could get an elite one, I want it. But I don't think it's an absolute requirement either for Kansas City. Like if something like, and I know a lot of people will be like, you don't want to trade capital in next year. Kansas City's in a winning window. Like, if everybody's going to undervalue the draft picks in this class, why not go up and get, like, I believe there's like a top 12 players that's like really, really good. So why not get 2 of those players whenever we're not expected to be in the top 20 picks over the next couple of years, right? Like, why not use this as an opportunity to try to really make a move? Like if everybody's valuing the picks less and all that stuff, people want to get capital next year, like because they value it more. It would give Arizona more opportunity to trade up next year as well. They at pick 29, they could take Ty Simpson if they want him. Like it would give them multiple extra picks for next year. It wouldn't help them a lot this year. I don't know if Arizona would be interested in something like that, but that would be the only kind of situation. And I'm not saying underpay. I'm just saying like do something like for me, that would be the only way I would like if we got to trade pick 9 and 29 or 9 and 40 in this class to move up. I don't want to do it. I think pick 9 is reasonably as valuable as pick 3. Like, so I really don't want to move up, but I think if we can move up and still keep pick 9, like I'm up for that. And I get it. Like, so basically I'm saying I don't want to trade, right? I cannot wait to read about the draft tomorrow morning after 3 hours of yard work that I'm about to start. I'll be asleep by 8:30. Let me know how it goes. Will do. 3 hours of yard work. That sounds like a horrific day. I don't do yard work. I ain't gonna lie. I almost bought a house with 0 land, so I didn't have to pay anybody to do it. But I decided to have somewhat of a backyard instead. Not that I use it, but I got it. All right, we got our team right now. We got Baker Mayfield, CJ Stroud, Cam Ward. Running back, Derrick Henry, Cam Scatterbo, Ramondre Stevenson, Woody Marks. Wide receiver, Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Emeka Egbuka, Jordan Tyson, Chris Godwin for the double stack. Josh Downs, Kelsey Hawkinson. What's up, Copy? Interesting bet. DK Park has Panthers at plus 500 to take a tight end with first pick, but Kenya Sadiq to Panthers feels plus 80. Huh. That feels pretty nice. Yeah, like I think it's reasonably possible if they take Sadiq, and obviously you would only bet the the plus 500 one there. All right, so we got a big stack here. We got Stroud, Woody Marks, Schultz, and Nico. We also we're kind of thin at running back. And by the way, if you guys are just popping in, if you're new to the channel, this is Bestball. I will answer any questions you have about the NFL draft tonight. I know a little bit about all the prospects. I have a bunch of information to look up. I feel like players I think might sneak into the back end around 1 while we're at it. Like I like Pregnon, I like Basantis a lot to go into round 1. I've been looking for bets on one of those two to jump into the back end around 1. I can't find them anywhere. I am not doing a post-draft stream. I'm going to be live with Steve during the draft, though. We'll be reviewing all the picks and all of that. Let's go with. Let's take Ray Davis. What's your final mock landing spot for receivers? Just tuning in. I did a stream yesterday, and this was my mock draft. I already regret a pick or two on it. I could redo it, but it was my final one. I labeled it that way. Like I would have Caleb Downs instead of Sonny Styles at 5, but then I'd probably just have Sonny Styles at 10. But I'd probably move like Mauigoa. Like it's kind of one of those things. I think a team may trade up here and they still get him. I was having a really hard time with that pick. I don't think that they end up going Love. I think it's more likely than originally thought. But the wide receivers, I have Tyson going to the Rams, Tate to the Cardinals, or to the Saints. I have Mekhi Lemon to the Dolphins, Cooper to the Jets. I don't have Denzel Boston in the first round, and I have Concepcion going to the Browns, and then I have Sadiq to the Tampa Bay Bucks and Jeremiah Love to the Titans. Drop a link to the mock draft from yesterday. What's up, sir? Let me go to my channel and find it. But like I kind of played through, like I had a bunch of trades in there, like some things that people aren't talking about until like earlier today. Some people started talking about it, but like I don't see why the Chargers wouldn't try to trade up. Right? Like why would the Chargers not try to trade up and solidify their tackle position, right? No, it wasn't yesterday, it was Tuesday. Yeah, it was actually Tuesday I did the mock. Oh, with Steve? Okay, well, disregard. That's the link to the mock. I'll drop it a little later. I'll drop the like it'll be on my Discord. If you're on my Discord, I'll definitely post it in my Discord as well. So we definitely need another running back here. And I'm going to take some Devin Neal. Like, it feels unlikely that the Saints get Love. or anything. Like, if they trade up, they're going to have less capital to get a replacement for Devin Neal as well. So that is something that has been on my radar on these last few drafts as well. Kind of sound like the Commanders will take Tyson. I think the Commanders, like, so in my mock, I had David Bailey falling to him. I don't think that they would trade down if David Bailey's there. I don't think that they'll trade down if Tyson or Tate is there. But if all three of those players are gone, and I do think that, like, I think there's, if the Giants take Tyson at 5, I think a team will jump Washington to take Tate. I don't know who it'll be. It might be Dallas. It might be the Rams. But I really do believe that if Tyson or Tate goes at 5 to the Giants, I do believe that let's take Io Manor here. I think that will be a very hot trade spot for the Browns. And the Browns actively want to move back because why would they not field all the calls? Because I do think that, and in that situation, now the Commanders will want to move back, but is a team going to want to move up for any of the players that are left at that point, right? Like, is a team going to want to move up for Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs or because in that situation it'd probably be that, like, Mendoza, Reese, Bailey, Jeremiah Love went, and then Jordan Tyson, and then Tate go, right? So now it's Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, Mansour Delane, Ruben Bain, all the offensive tackles, right? That would be what's left. Like, would anybody want to trade up for those positions? I don't know, but I think that they would desperately be trying to trade down at that point. I think that would be I would want Ruben Bain on Kansas City at that point, but I think if that exact situation happens, I don't think there's a chance Bain would make it to Kansas City. I think Bain would go to the New Orleans Saints. So a team that would want Bain would have to jump. Like, it could be a small trade up for Kansas City to go get Bain in front of the Saints at that point. But I think KC would be fine sitting there with the choice of the top offensive tackle as well. And I think that, like, the Commanders would end up taking Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs, something like that. The Browns should draft quarterbacks in rounds 3 through 7. Just all of them. Just take all of them. Convert 2 of them, Cole Payton and Taylon Green, to wide receiver. Be like, if you want to play, like, we're having a competition, boys. We're having an all quarterback competition, all quarterback minicamp. That's what we're having. If you're not a quarterback and you're a rookie, you don't have to come to minicamp. Only quarterbacks are coming to rookie minicamp this year, guys. No. You want Fanu? Fanu would be good. So I'm going to review the teams in a minute. I'm going to make my last pick, and I'm going to actually take another running back. But I really have to pee, so I'm going to be right back. I'm going to turn the music up, and let me know if this is too loud or not. But this is a song Jamie wrote. It's perfect for today. It's about rookies. Let me know if that's too loud or not before I pop out.
From the draft board to the war zone, fresh meat stepped in, not a league on notice. They handed on the keys, they prove it. One snap, one flash, rookie explosive. Cameras rolling, doubters folding. Highlight season, story unfolding. This ain't hype, it's history loading. Rookies taking over, feel that? Rookie anthem, turn it up. Yeah, Turn the game to his fight. Speed like a demon, cut sharp like a blade. Defenders reaching, but they already too late. First snap, first hit, feel the crowd ignite. From college legend to NFL spotlight. They said, wait your turn. I said, watch me take mine. One hand grab in the end zone, that's my design. Yeah, they doubt it, now they quiet. Cameras flashing, futures violent. Gritter and king in the making, no deny it. Rookie season, we coming for the crown. Breaking ankles, putting numbers up now. From the sideline to the headlines, hear the sound. Next up, next gen, we shutting it down. Rookies run it up, yeah, we run it up. Highlight reel forever, can't turn it up. First round 5, burning through the league. Ultimate rookie anthem, feel the energy. Spin, move, juke, left, gone in a flash. QB vision, laser, threaded through the hash.
All right, I'm back.
Pickens, ball hawk in the back. Interception celebration. Now they know the facts. I'm moving mountains. Pocket clean as ice.
All right, so Flyfish says, I'm a Carson Beck bull. He could be Jimmy G or Mac Jones. What's up, nerd? I mean, do you guys want to... I can just turn it up and we can finish out the song. Up to you.
Rookie season, we coming for the crown. Breaking ankles, putting numbers up now. From the sidelines to the
Everybody shout out Jamie.
next up, next gen, we shutting it down. Rookies run it up, yeah, we run it up. Highlight reel forever, can't turn it up. First round 5, burning through the league. Ultimate rookie anthem, feel the energy. Yeah, rookie. Let's go! Slow it down, then drop the bass heavy. One more play, make them remember my name. From day one to the ring, chase me legendary. Rookies taking over, it's our time, no delay, yeah. Rookie season, we own the crown. Own it! Breaking records, never backing down. Never! High like gods, echo through the town. Next generation kings, we run this now. Rookies run it up, yeah, we run it up. Run it up! Forever action film, can't interrupt. Nope, nope. First year legends, hear the stadium roar. Ultimate rookie 8, no forevermore. Yeah, touchdown.
All right, we're back. All right, so I can slam some puppy drafts with this, slap up for sure. Yeah, it's an awesome song. All right, so we'll get to the team real quick. We got a 3-7-7-3. We got Baker Mayfield. We got CJ Stroud, Cam Ward. Running backs, we got Derrick Henry, Cam Scatterbo, Ramondre Stevenson, Woody Marks, Ray Day, Devin Neal, and DJ Giddens. We waited a little bit on running back, but we ended up taking 7. We had a lot of capital at wide receiver, so we stopped at 7 there. Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Egbuka, Jordan Tyson, Chris Godwin, and then Josh Downs, because nothing fell to it. Like, it just felt ugly. Then we ended up stacking our last quarterback at the end there with Alec Iomanner. We got Travis Kelce, we got TJ Hawkinson, and Dalton Schultz. So we got a big stack for the Texans. You got CJ Stroud with Woody Marks, Nico Collins, and Dalton Schultz. And then we got a double stack with the Bucks and then Cam Ward with just Alec Iomanner. How we doing? Emo, how you doing, sir? Thanks for popping in. All right. I don't know what I just did. All right. So Rick's team, we got a 2-7-7-4 here. We got Josh Allen, Bo Nix. I'd stop at 2 as well. Running backs, Chase Brown, RJ Harvey, J.K. Dobbins. Doubling up, like taking Bo Nix and then doubling up on the running backs feels a little weird. I'm not saying it's wrong. It does feel weird, though. Chris Rodriguez, Ja'Cory Cross-Camara, another I don't know why. I was thinking about from last year, right? Because that was a handcuff last year. Kamani Vidal, Alvin Kamara, Puka, DJ Moore, Jalen Waddle, Mekhi Lemon, Shakir Shaheed, Jerry Jeudy, Chig, Muth, Parkinson, and Tyler Higbee. I like it. I think sacrificing the extra quarterback there because you have Josh Allen plus Bo to get the 7th running back, and you secured all of Denver's offense. Like, it feels really solid. I like it. All right, we got Megatron. We got a 4.763. Somebody likes quarterbacks. You got the Cleveland dynamic duo in Shadur and Deshaun. Sam Darnold, Patrick Mahomes. Running backs, we got Brees Hall, Bashal Tootin, Blake Corum, Jonathan Brooks, Dylan Sampson, Nicholas Singleton, Eli Heidenreich. Wide receivers, we got Amon Ra, Rashee Rice, Chris Olave, Parker Washington, Wandale, Torrey Horton. Tight ends, we got Harold Fannin, Kenyon Sadiq, Eli Stowers. That's solid. Heidenreich, like, if I were doing DraftKings drafts, and I would be taking some Heidenreich. Heidenreich on DraftKings is labeled as a wide receiver, and I think that's what he ends up playing. I just think it's going to be harder for him to hit the lineup. I said this yesterday on Drafters, but I think it's a fine pick. I mean, all you're hoping is for some a couple usable weeks, right? So not that big of a deal. All right, we got Louisiana Lightning here. 4.673. We got Jordan Love, Bryce Young, Geno Smith, and Jacoby Brissett. Running backs, we got Christian McCaffrey. Let me go to this. All right, we got Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Warren, Jonah Coleman, Najee, and Chris Brooks once again. It was Coolers last time, but this time we got the Lightning on it. Garrett Wilson, Tedero McMillan, Roma Dunze, Marvin Harrison, Jaden Reed, Jalen Coker, Chris Bell. So you got stacks everywhere. Tucker Kraft, Mason Taylor, and David Njoku possibly. That's something we haven't mentioned yet. Like, David Njoku could just end up being the tight end in the Stefanski offense, right? Like, that's something that could absolutely happen, right? Would have taken Claypool if he was there. Got it. Yeah, and the landing spot for, I assume you're talking about Heidenreich, is very critical, for sure. He's got to go to a coach who's going to use him correctly. I missed game tight here at the 12 hole originally. Sorry about that. Mikey at the 11. We got a 3.683. Kyler Murray, Tyler Shuck, Daniel Jones. Running backs, we got Amarian Hampton, Javonte Williams, Tyler Algier, Zach Charbonnet, Imari DiMarcado. That feels like, and Ollie Gordon. Got it. I was going to say, it felt a little thin, but that's, man, like, if Jeremiah Love's going to Arizona, everyone's upset, right? Like, everyone in the NFL is upset, basically. Wide receiver, we got Justin Jefferson, Zay Flowers, Devontae Adams, Ricky Pearsall, Jaden Higgins, Stephon Diggs, Trey Tucker, Pat Bryant. Tight ends, Tyler Warren, Juwan Johnson, and Jake Tonjes. Yeah, I like it. I've stopped taking Tonjes, but I think he's fine. I think on Drafter specifically, he's a good pick. I still don't think Kittle's ready week 1. I know that we keep hearing that he might be. Maybe I'm not a believer. And by maybe, I mean I'm not a believer. That, like, could he be ready week 5 or 6? Maybe. I'm not going to believe he's ready week 1. We got a 4.682 here. We were told, 2 years ago, we were told that Christian McCaffrey was ready week 1 the entire offseason. Guess what? It wasn't ready the entire season. 4.682. Caleb Williams, Tua, Ty Simpson, and Michael Penix. Somebody got shut out at quarterback. That can't feel good. That can't feel good. Caleb Williams, Tua, Penix, and Ty Simpson. I I'm assuming you gave up on this draft at some point. Like I would have. I would have just I would have been like, oh, this is the team to add Damian Martinez to, or something like that, right? Like I would have went way off the wall. Let's see if you did that at some point. Running back, we got Kenneth Walker, Achane, Rico Dowdle, Kyle Monangai, Mike Washington, Jordan James. That feels really good. Wide receivers, Luther Burden, Carnell Tate, Jordan Addison, Concepcion, Isaac Tesla. Why is he so much higher on... that's what, 12 picks higher than Underdog? Trey Harris, Christian Kirk, Jahan Dotson. And, I'm not talking about where you picked him. I'm talking about his ADP, right? So you do end up getting the stack there with Dotson, with the Atlanta guy. And then tight end, Loveland plus Likely. So it's a big bet on the Chicago offense. Did you pull... You pulled them up. That makes sense. It looks like you just got sniped on. Actually, you kind of chose. Was that by design? Because it looked like you could have went with just a naked Daniel Jones, Bryce Young, Darnold, or something over here. But instead you went with Likely and Mike Washington. Let me know. Let me know why you decided to do that. You already had Loveland, so choosing, maybe you just expected one of them to come back. I'm genuinely curious on why. All right, so it is almost 4 o'clock. We will go ahead and we'll start with the drafters exposures. So these are my drafters exposures right now. Give him to business. I'm just trying to figure it out. What's up, Pepper Tony? We decided to go live early today, and we're just gonna stream for a while. Nobody else was live, so I just jumped on to do things. All right, we got so right now we have, okay. I thought you popped in earlier. So my exposures on drafters. We'll go by position. We'll go running back first. Emmett Johnson won at 39%. My ADP is 149. I took a whole bunch of them early at 167. If we go to the $10 contest, I took a whole bunch of them. I had 49% at 127. I don't think those are all dead, but look at Kenneth Gainwell. I got quite a bit of CLV on that, quite a bit of CLV on Algier, a bunch of CLV on Dobbins, a bunch of CLV here on Mike Washington, Brian Robinson, Rashad White. I feel pretty good about this overall, about the $10 main, right? My overall exposures in that, I only did 50 of them, but the overall exposures feels good. So back to all. Unless I miss a pick, of course. Oh yeah, okay, got it. Sometimes I just forget where my team is. I'm doing something else, and I look back, I'm like, uh-oh, I should have went wide receiver there, or uh-oh, I should have went quarterback there, right? Every once in a while, you get sidetracked. Free will is an illusion. You were meant to miss that pick. If that candy wasn't stolen from you as a child, you would not have made that pick, or you wouldn't have missed that pick, or whatever. Did you notice that the certain to be drafted rookies have faces now? I seen somebody post about that. Was waiting on a very high unlikely. Got it. All right, so back to these exposures. Gainwell, Tyler Algier. I bought him up a little bit in the other contest. I think that it's a fine pick if Love doesn't go there. Rico Dowdle, I was pretty bullish on late. Like I was taking him above ADP 83 at the back end. Dobbins, I think, is still a smash. Vidal, I'm fully Vidal over. We all know that. Derrick Henry, I did not expect to be a Derrick Henry bull on the full PPR site, but this is where we're at. Rashad White, DeAndre Swift, we all know that I like him quite a bit. I'm not, and I've been trying to get people to convince me, and I don't think anybody's going to be able to convince me on it. Aaron Jones, Damon Claiborne, Jadarian Price, Hampton, Sean Tucker, Chuba. These are my top exposures. Basically, everybody over 10% at running back. On the quarterback, his time to shine. It could be Matt Nagy-led offense with a head coach that's going to focus on defense in the draft. Like, I just don't like. I think Theo Johnson is going to still have a decent role. I don't think that like he's going to outperform Likely, but I think it's going to be closer. Like, I think it's going to be like a 70-30 more so than what it's being viewed at by the fantasy community. Yeah, and like the fact that he's never healthy is another red flag, right? Yeah, like I got it. Like I totally get it. I just kind of like all the tight ends around him more than him is all. Well, number one, it's not a Todd Monken offense. It's a Matt Nagy offense. Case closed. So quarterback, we got Jaden Daniels, Geno Smith, just because a third quarterback at a good price. Kyler Murray, I took absolute bags of on drafters and not underdog whenever he was cheap. Jackson Dart, Caleb Williams, Tyler Shuck, Goff, Herbert, Aaron Rodgers. So the guys I was fading at quarterback here, Josh Allen, 1%. I do not like Josh Allen at all on this site. I don't think it's a good pick. I said early on I was close to a full fade on him. I don't think that. I think it's very, very hard to get him to be in the thing that you need. The key to defense is third down conversions. The key to conversion is tight ends. The key, like, depending on the offense, maybe. But, like, Keenan Allen's been a third down conversion guy. Christian Kirk. Nico Collins was, right? Like, Puka Nacua always gets thrown to on third downs. Like there's a bunch of non-tight ends that have that role. Like, there are some tight ends that have that role. Kelsey has that role. Likely and Johnson will hurt each other. Yeah, exactly. Like, I just think that his ADP needs to fall. It's not that I think he's going to have a bad season. I like the Chig, the Juwan Johnson, the Strange. I like all those players like as much or more. He goes 10 picks ahead, so I'm just going to have very little. Ascending QB, awesome supporting staff. John Harbaugh, in your opinion, had more influence on offensive style. Ravens always use tight ends, Monkins. And if that's right, I'm wrong. But like, I think that, and like Matt Nagy, I do believe is going to use two tight ends quite a bit. And I think that hurts Isaiah Likely. Because Isaiah Likely is the better blocker than Theo. So if they have to leave one end to block, it's going to be Likely and not Theo. So like on the 11 personnel, yes, Likely will be the one out there. And like, so he will get more targets overall. I just think in more situations that Likely is hurt because Theo is a worse pass blocker, especially in the red zone. If they're running two tight ends in the red zone. 10% Josh Allen. Tracy Will. Who else in New York? Mooney getting those targets. I mean, like I said, Theo. I think like Theo and like, I mean, it maybe end up being Carnell Tate, right? Yeah, that's the real thing here. On Drafter specifically, I won't be this heavy fade post-draft, but pre-draft, I wanted to have a really big fade on Josh Allen. And I've talked about it, how I think that he's the worst price on the board right now. Like, you get Lamar later, like 2 rounds later, you get Jaden Daniels 3 rounds later, you get Drake May 3 rounds later. Like, do I think that in a underdog style thing where a single week could like completely kill you, that he's a better pick? Absolutely. Whenever you're stacking up total points throughout the season, I think there's a very low chance that he's what you need at that price, at a 3rd round price. Whenever all the other quarterbacks that have similar upside, you're paying for consistency, not for the upside, right? Like, and the upside versus cost is like the argument there. Dak is more than I've just kind of been out on Lamb at cost and Pickens. I could be wrong there. If Pickens is gone, Lamb turns into a pretty good pick. And like, I do think that if they move up and take Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson tonight, like, I think that makes CeeDee Lamb instantly a really awesome pick. Like a really, really good pick. And like, I kind of got to that point near the end of the stuff. I was like at 5%, but like Jalen Hurts, I'm not a believer in the Eagles offense. And this is just kind of like, I don't know how I only have 5% Lamar. That to me feels wrong. I don't know why that happened. I just wasn't paying attention to my exposures. If we go to the early best ball only, I'm at the same amount. So like, basically on like, I think the first 5 rounds, like I'm less into the elite quarterbacks on this site. Tate to Washington at 7 has been in your ear all day. Josh will get you at least 7 points once a season to better hope. Yeah. Like at the cost, it's really hard to pay for a 3rd quarterback with Josh Allen. And he had some games that like James Cook is going to smash a couple weeks, which means that Josh Allen is just not going to be a good pick those weeks, right? Wide receivers. Omar Cooper, 30%. Pat Bryant, 21%. I'm not scared. Jeremy Bernard, 20%. Nico at 19%. Terry McLaurin at 18%. Evans at 16%. My average ADP, if we go to just the early, I had 20% Evans. My average ADP 70. If we go to all, it drops down to 16%. So I was taking them, but not as much. Roma Dunze, 14%. Ladd, 14%. Amon-Ra, 14%. I will be evening out the Amon-Ra, Jefferson, and CeeDee Lamb exposures post-draft. I just wanted to have some stands preseason. Neighbors, I don't feel great about, but it is an upside game, and I can always taper off post-draft as well. That said, I have decent numbers. Yeah, he can like 250 burgers, like, is a massive lead on everything else. But like 2 years ago, 69.9. Please respect that nice number. I 2 years ago, Lamar Jackson outscored total points every quarterback by 50. Every other quarterback by 50 points. He was still not in the top lineups on drafters. Like, and he was going at the same price. but other quarterbacks was going around there too. And like the thing is that the later quarterback, like you're looking for the nut outcome for the whole season. In a 3-week playoff, those spikes can absolutely shift and change everything. Throughout the whole season, you just need the best prices all the way through the board. And unless Josh Allen had like plus 75 points on everybody with a current landscape, it's not going to be what you needed. Yeah, I mean, he puts up 140 burger every week or every year, maybe 2. I think stacking matters less, but I do think that like it does matter to an extent. 40 Berg is possible, but Lamar could do that. JD as well. Yeah. So looking back down here, I was very heavy into Torrey Horton before Shaheed signed. Don't mind London. Olave, I thought I'd have more. Jaden Reed, I had a whole bunch of him very early when he's going to the 120s. I still think he's underpriced, though. Like, still think he's underpriced. Devon Vele is a bet that they don't end up getting a receiver. But, like, even if they do get a receiver, like, I think he's fine. Jamar Chase, like, I was picking at the 3 a bunch, so we got him. Brian Thomas ended up over. Let's scroll down to the bottom and look at who I'm fading. Isaac Tesla, Dontavian Wicks, Jalen Naylor, CeeDee Lamb. Like I said, I do feel worse about that one now. Like if Pickens is there, I think it's still fine. If Pickens is not there, or like if that all comes to fruition, it does feel a little more thin. Tyreek at 3%. Jalen Royals, I had a feeling it was wrong, probably. Pittman, I'm kind of like, I was kind of out on, which is weird because I think I have a bit of him on underdog. And then over to tight ends. I love Josh, though. I see what you mean about his cost being too high, but I would feel way better about his cost versus like Caleb, Burrow, and Baker. It's more about the players you're drafting around him, right? Like, it's I mean, I guess not really that big of a deal anymore because like it's Devonta Smith versus Brian Thomas Jr., right? Like, would you rather have Brian Thomas Jr. and Josh Allen or Caleb Williams and Devonta Smith? I'm gonna lean Devonta Smith, Caleb Williams every time. Or Tedero and McMillan, or T. Higgins, or whoever, right? Or would you rather have like Marvin Harrison, Brian Thomas Jr., plus Josh Allen, right? Like, I think the 2v2 always leans towards the higher receiver or the higher running back. I'm gonna guess that they're. That's also another thing. I think elite tight end is a low chance to hit. I've got 3% of both. I don't love them on drafters. I think it's a structural thing, kind of like the Josh Allen thing. So we got 21% Juwan Johnson, 17% Kelsey, Helm, Colson Loveland, 14%. You get him much later, so I'm fine with the price there. I don't think you're not sacrificing Nico Collins, Derrick Henry. You're sacrificing like Egbuka, Luther Burden for him. Like that's a massive difference. And I think that his ceiling is the same as Bowers and McBride. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And like I think you could argue that elite, like Loveland's price is even too high in this. But I think that like he does have tight end 1 ceiling, and I'm kind of coming around that Warren does as well. And Warren's the one that I have that I don't have enough of that I wish I had more of. Yeah, like I went pretty hard on Flournoy as well. Went double light. I'm so glad I'm different from Field. Yeah, like I mean, you're definitely different from Field. That happened. Tucker Kraft, I've been high on the whole offseason. Strange, Kyle Pitts, Hunter Henry, Hawkinson. So like, I think Loveland's I just think Loveland's mispriced. I think he's Bears option number 1 at the end of the day, and that's something I want exposure to. So those are the drafters exposures. Time to go on over to Underdog and look at them. Overall, Fannin, I'm assuming he's low. So Warren's at 5%, Fannin 4%. I'm also kind of out on Stowers. I took 0 Stowers for a long time because Stowers is one of those guys like Eli Heidenreich that requires the correct situation to go to. If he doesn't go to a really good situation or a coach that actually knows how to use him, he does not have an ability to block at all. But teams like the Rams, I think the Rams, the Jaguars, I think it was the Jets even, or maybe it was the Giants, but there were 4 teams that were actually, whenever they called him and worked him out, they worked him out at wide receiver, and hearing that made me more interested in him. But I was like, I'll just wait until after the draft and see if that's what they do. If a different team gets him, I don't love it. But if he goes to a coach that I believe will be able to use him correctly, if he goes, if he went to the Browns, I'm probably out. Not that they would take him, but if he goes to the Buccaneers, I'm probably out. Because the Buccaneers, Kate Otten can block and do all that stuff, but they have a lot of pass catching options, right? But all right, back over here to Underdog. We'll know in a couple days. There'll be a lot of exposures we feel good about and a lot of them we feel bad about. These top 3 are definitely on the board for me. We got Omar Cooper, Emmett Johnson, Jeremy Bernard, Colson Loveland, Pat Bryant, Amon Ra, Tucker Kraft, Rashad White, Ryan Flournoy, Vidal, Claiborne, and Jonathan Brooks are my first page of exposures. That's where we ended up on those players. So we'll go position by position now. We got Tyler Shuck, 13.7. I got pretty flat exposures here. Jaden Daniels and Lamar at 2 and 3. Justin Herbert, I think, should just go ahead of Jalen Hurts. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to bet on the offense that I believe in more every time. Aaron Rodgers, because I pushed quarterback too far, way too much. It's more of a please save me situation than anything else. And I think that that's a pretty solid bet. We'll look at my Arizona total exposure later. If there's any team, whenever I'm done going through the positions, if you want to see my team exposures on Underdog, we could go through that too. Just type in a team whenever we're there and we could go through it. So Goff, I'm betting on that offense. I'm betting on Tennessee to be a better offense. Jordan Love, I think that the Packers are going to pass more this year. Jackson Dart, I think, is just for his spike week ability, he's too low. And then we're just kind of even on these. Josh Allen, I'm around the field on Underdog. Kyler, I'm a little lower. Just because the rooms I'm in, because I stream a lot of mine and a lot of you guys really like Kyler, so I ended up with not as much. Jalen Hurts, I got 5%. That's kind of where I'm going to stay all season. I got 3.6% Jacoby Brissett. I got 1.6% Anthony Richardson. Shout out me. I took Derek Carr once. Ty Simpson only twice. I've got the same amount of Shador and Deshaun Watson, basically. Sam Darnold. But I have Penix at 3.6%, Tua at 3.2%. Kyler is, what's the word, Lutz? Fill in the blank, Lutz. It's 3 letters. I know you're here, Lutz. So my semi fades, like the Buccaneers, like I just straight up like Tyler Shuck over Baker. Where I'm at there. Players I would like to have more of at this position, probably Brock Purdy or Trevor Lawrence. And I mean, Trevor Lawrence might fall. If BTJ gets moved, Trevor Lawrence might end up falling. All right. So on to running backs. Reviewing exposures for those of you who are just popping in. Make fun of me in the chat if you want. Let me know what you think. Emmett Johnson, Rachaad White, Kamani Vidal, Damon Claiborne. I'm ready to be on PPR Tyler's show tomorrow night because I'm going to make a bet with him. I assume he'll do it. Like we'll bet a war room or something next year on it. But he's very high on Singleton. I feel very confident that Claiborne just outscored Singleton this year. And he's got about the same amount of Singleton as I have as Claiborne. Feels like a pretty fun little bet to just basically what it is. Brian Robinson, I've been in on the whole time. Rico, Scatabo. I not only believed that Tennessee, we'll see tonight if Tennessee or Arizona takes him. I still believe Tennessee does it. And that's the bet. We were making this bet the whole time. We didn't go crazy with it. We're not Meg, but we got 13.3%. That's one of the half times the field. Think we're not far off. I think 11 to 20 is middle of the pack, and 16 to 20 is below average. What are we talking about? What are you talking about there with then we're not far off. I think 11 to 20 is middle of the pack. Below average quarterback can be good in the right system. Yeah, they can. And by the way, welcome Nerve. Maybe I'm just misremembering, but I believe you may be new. I hope you enjoy the channel. So then we got DeAndre Swift, Hampton, Genty, Bijan, 11.6, Aaron Jones, Kenneth Walker, Najee, Katron Allen, Ramondre, Montgomery, Algier. I got a lot of it early. Dobbins, I took the whole time. Let's scroll down to the bottom and look at the people that I was fading a little bit. Number one, where's Joe Mixon at? I never bought into the Joe Mixon thing. Oh, that's why. I never bought into it. I took one share of them on Drafters, I believe, maybe two. But I never bought into the Mixon thing, so I got lucky there. So Jaylen Warren, I was low on the entire time. He's going to start BBM with a price that I'm okay with. I just think Kyler is just bad at this point, to be honest. I'm not gonna I don't think he's good, but I don't think he's terrible. That's what I think. I think he's a massive improvement from JJ McCarthy. That doesn't mean I think he's good at football. And that's where I'm gonna stand on it. Oh, you're Carl's B. I remember. Yeah. No, I remember. I think you had the. Now that you say that, I think I remember the display name. Well, they basically made an update and everybody's changed. By the way, 2.5 hours. Yeah, I mean we're gonna go. We may end up being live for 9 to 10 hours today. He was a problem in Zona for sure. I mean, I would rather have Jalen Hurts for sure. Yeah, I really am. And I'm not going to do very many BBMs, but all right, we got So one of my biggest fades is Jalen Warren. I just thought it was a bad price the whole time. I felt like before free agency, they were for sure bringing somebody in. They did. I like that player more. He was way cheaper. I do think I probably needed more than 2%, but like I was always taking quarterback in that range. Like I would take naked Herbert, naked Trevor Lawrence. Like you could backstack those guys. Take Jalen Hurts early on, stuff like that, right? Keaton Mitchell, Zach Charbonnet, I only took when he fell to like 160. Then we got JCM at 3.6%. I still believe Tony Pollard ends up there. We'll see how that works out. Kamara, I've been semi-fading. Devin Neal, I have as much of. Like, Kyle Monengai at the end started getting to be, like, I was fading him pretty hard early. I like the late price. Bucky Irving, like, same thing. I was fading him early. I think his price now was good. CMC, it's the classic thing. Is he healthy or is he not, right? I love Kamara as a player. I think Jalen Hurts is a great pick this year. Pat 4%. It's 4 shares. So Travion, I started getting in on later. Achan, like I want to be 5 to 6% on Achan. If Achan gets Vega Ione, if the Dolphins just stick at 11 and take Ione, which I've heard is kind of likely now, I think I'm in on Achan. I think I'm going to stop letting him fall. Like if you give him the best guard in the like Vega Ione after year 1 is going to be looked at as like a perennial Pro Bowl guard. So like if he ends up going there, I'm pretty in on not their offense as a whole, but Achan specifically. All right, wide receivers, we got Cooper, Bernard, Pat Bryant, Amon-Ra, Flournoy, Carnell Tate, Zay Flowers, Wandale, Olave, Alec Pierce, Nico. Some people think that the Alec Pierce price is bad. I think it's perfectly fine. He's got less target competition now. I think that the offense, like they're not going to be able to really replace pieces on the offense, right? They don't have a lot of draft picks. Like if we go over to this chart, I mean, I guess they're only missing their round 1 pick, so they could still do some stuff, but like that's a pretty big piece to be missing, right? So I'm kind of sold on it. Hard to get on board with Alec Pierce. He's just so well. So Alec Pierce, he's a spike week guy, number 1. They absolutely paid him, and they're going to use him. Like they're going to give him a bigger role this year. And like if Daniel Jones didn't get hurt last year, Alec Pierce would have continued to super smash. I think I want Pierce price from last year if you could swing it. I went last year's George Pickens. Yeah, like Alec Pierce is the one that like could be the worst of mine. Like I would agree that if I were to pick one that's the worst, it's either Pat Bryant, who I'm not really worried about, it's Alec Pierce, or it's Torrey Horton, right? I think all these other exposures I feel very, very good about. McLaurin I feel good about. Jaden Reed I feel good about. I don't feel bad about Pearsall, although I got most of mine early. I love Bryce Lance. I think Higgins and Tyson, so Mekhi Lemon, I ended up down on, like, underweight some. Mekhi Lemon, 6.4%. So, like, let's go to the bottom and look at some of my fades. Zachariah Branch, 2%. Tank Dell 2.8%, Egbuka 3.2, Ridley 3.6, Kirk 3.6. But like Kirk also wasn't drafted a lot early on, so like that's something like it makes sense that I'm low on Sutton being a bull on Pat Bryant, right? Pickens at 4%, Jacoby Myers at 4%, Luther Burden at 4%. Like that I feel like those three players, like depending on what happens with Pickens, like I could be in on them. Hard to see Zay, barring injury, not returning to his. Not yeah, it really is. It really is. Debo, I had a hard time with like just landing Debo. I don't think that he was a bad price. I like the Steph Diggs price a lot more, and Steph Diggs was cheaper, right? I just like Diggs more, and I think Diggs was cheaper. He was 168. Where was Diggs at? Was I underweight on Diggs? There's a lot of receivers. I drafted 122 of them. Yeah, 10%. Okay, I guess he was after Diggs. So yeah, like then like semi-fades are like Quentin Johnston, Kyle Williams. I had 5.2% of, which feels pretty solid considering he's not 100% drafted. Like 5.2% feels pretty chunky. I really like that. Jerry Jeudy 5.2 feels fine. Like I don't love it. Like if they take an early receiver, like it's a little worse. JMO 5.6, CeeDee Lamb 5.6, Jamar Chase at 5.6, and then Puka was at 6.4. I just didn't get the 3 and 4 pick a whole lot. Gibbs, I was a little underweight. Like I had Bijan 101. I took him at 101. And like early on, I had a bunch of Gibbs and Bijan. I ended up picking the back end of the draft a lot. My Pickens was 4%. So if you guys have a question on a team, I can type in the teams. Type in what team exposure you want to see. If you want to discuss it, we can do that. We're just doing something a little different here. Just kind of vibing before the draft. We'll do another draft or so. So like here in just a minute, once we're done doing this. So Bears, I have 17.7% Loveland, 12.4% Swift, 10% or almost 11% Caleb Williams. Mostly because I was overweight on Loveland, Rome Odunze. Like I got a bunch of stacks. And then Luther Burden at 4%, Kyle Guy 4%. Like the truth serum thing I have is that Luther Burden should be the 4th Bear drafted. Rams. 8% Corum and Kyron. 7.2% T-Ferg. Adams 6.8, Puka 6.4, Stafford 6%, Colby Parkinson 5%. I like the Adams price. I just kind of like the guys around him a little more. So like I preferred Terry because I wanted to try to stack Jaden Daniels as many times as I could. Like I didn't want to like full fade Jameson Williams. Like I like Christian Watson a little bit. So there's that. Like I'm sure you guys want Walker 10%, 11%, Kelsey basically 11, DeMarcado 9.6. I don't lie about. I think he's going to be the guy. Mahomes, Worthy, Atfield, Tyquan Thornton kind of higher. I got to Rashee Rice late, so I'm like around out of Kansas City. Stream is chugging, I think. I tried to refresh, still doing it. Stream is gone. What's gone? What are we talking about? Got 1K attempt to verify license. Test, test. Did that work? Did that help anything? Let me know. Let me know. Did that help? It could just be like I was having PC issues a while back. So let me actually look up something real quick. Did not help. Glitching keyboard. Yeah, I was having issues a while back. My audio. Hey, is this better? Let me know. Let me know in the chat if this is better. I should be back. If not, I'll just end the stream. It's fine. But let me know in the chat if it is or is not better. Seems better so far. All right. All right. All right. Where were we? All right. Good. Yeah. So I wonder if that's what's going. Like, there's must be something wrong with the sound on my PC because, like, whenever Quill was live or with me, it ended up being all weird, and I ended up buying a new mic, but there was a lot of backfeed and stuff, right? So there must be something on that on an audio plug-in side that's all messed up. But let's go ahead and join another $5 Drafters Best Ball here. I'm going to go ahead and join right now. Doing another Drafters mini. I'm going to turn some music back on. Hopefully that doesn't mess everything up. Let me know if it does start to get a little weird. Not the song. But by the way, if you guys aren't subbed to Bestball On Call, go give him a sub as well. We need +4 over here for that. For the drafters thing. By the way, where is I mean, we could actually do a DraftKings. I'm going to actually look at the DraftKings. I might actually stream a DraftKings instead. Unless that drafters one fills real quick. Where are we at on the DraftKings? Is it going to overlay? It looks like it's not going to overlay. So we'll stay over here on drafters. We are +1. If you guys are new to drafters, you can use promo code WHO for a 100% deposit match for up to $100. All right, we get the 111. We got Gunnar Ross at the 1. We have Smarmy at the 2. Megatron at the 6. Brew Crew at the 7. Mikey at the 10. After this draft, I will probably be done. That way, in case the sound stuff starts up again, I can... I'll be good for Steve's stream, if nothing else. So, we got I'm gonna look for, and before I leave, I will also give the link for the Steve stream as well. We're gonna go live as the draft starts, so I'll have like an hour to go get food, get ready, let my computer, I guess, take a rest. I just reset my PC and apparently it fixed everything. I'll have to do some research tomorrow morning and find out why maybe that's happening. Yes, so mine says 21. That means this is my 20, the one you are on. So the 2 is your this is your second draft, right? That you've done. So it shows you the draft you're on. And you can see it for every person. So like Grody has done 117 of these. Hammer has not been hammering them because they don't even got a number. They're about to earn a number though. And like, so you cannot name your drafts on drafters, but like they're signified by your name plus number. Yeah, which is I wish you could name them, but at least there's something there. So, like, if you draft a team that you absolutely love, you could always just write it down or log it somewhere, and then that way you know where to go look to find it. But it's just an extra step, right? All right, so I do have my exposures up on the other screen again. If you guys want to look through like specific teams still, like we looked at Chiefs, we looked at Bears, we looked at Rams. If there's anybody else you're wondering about, like we could do that while we're drafting this team. We'll take CeeDee Lamb here. Just did one a minute ago. First time, seems fine. Drafters team search is good though. You can search for any player and it shows you all those teams, etc. Yeah. there are some there's a lot of positive functions here. The ticket system is really good. That they're gonna launch a 2 and probably like a 2, a 3, like either they do $2 minis all the time. Sometimes they do 3. Maybe they move it up to $5 this year, like more like the puppy range. But the last 2 years they've maxed 2 different $3 contests. So throughout the summer you had like 2 different $3 max max 150 contest. So like you could do 300 drafts for $900 or whatever. And like prizes, I think was like 10K to first or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. But then they tried the $2 minis as well. But they offer, it's always full PPR and it no bonuses, and it's always total points. Like I kind of think the underdog should just let them have it. This whole site's set up for that. Underdog overlays marathon every year, so like why not just I know that they're trying to like be the only one, but yeah, it's basically marathon, right? So if you don't like marathon, like Drafters probably isn't for you, but it's like it is more to draft. It's more things to do. It's a different market. I agree, like I prefer the playoff stuff most of the time. But like if you want to just be a ball knower and like if you're a hot take guy, like I think just leaning into your takes and what is going to happen is like more important on Drafters, because like you're trying to make money on your whole portfolio, right? So like a higher stand over here, if you're right on your stand, like it gives you way more opportunity to like make money. Yeah, like Superflex Drafters was fun last year. I personally, I think Drafters playoff best ball is by far the best. I don't like the underdog playoff format, the playoff best ball format. I massively prefer Drafters to that, to underdogs for sure. I apparently forgot to put all my timestamps in the whole stream. But yeah, the Superflex Drafters was I think they only put one out last year. Hopefully we get more this year. Yeah, they have a tournament called the Octopus. It's a 2 quarterback, like it's 2 quarterbacks. It's $8.88 to enter, and it's like all their BR stuff is like it's BR plus an extra position. Like you start an additional flex and a tight end spot, and then the Octopus you start a second quarterback on top of it. So like it's a much different thing. Let's go with Brees here. Let's say that. So are we? If the Giants end up taking offensive line, or I guess the Giants, because it doesn't matter if the Giants take offensive line for Brees Hall. What am I talking about? What am I doing? Why am I doing that? But yeah, I think that a lot of people say the Jets offensive line was not good last year, and like they spent a lot of capital into it. I think that I don't know. I think that they were fine. I'm not going to say they were good. I think they were fine. All right, this song plays low. Yeah, and like so even on their weeklies, On Drafters Weeklies, they also had on like the whale. It was an $11,000 for first, only like 900 entrants or something like that. No, it wasn't even 900. It was like 680 or something max entrance. It's like 1,000 first, 500 a second. On your 11th one, you got a ticket. So you did 10. You got to do 11 for the price of 10. And that was every single week. You got to do that every week. I believe their $3.33 one was also the same. So they had a $3.33 one, or a $3.30 one, and a $11 one, and both of them you got tickets as well. Like you got free drafts, and so like they're pretty supportive. Overall, I enjoy a lot of things with the Drafters website. So the poll, we're going to go ahead and close out this poll. The Jets win. Cardinals got second. Chiefs got third. So we are back. If you guys are brand new to the channel, if you enjoy the content, go ahead and smash the sub. We're doing a 12-hour live stream, hopefully next Sunday. But like, if I continue to have computer problems, I'm going to have to push it back until I know I can end up doing the 12-hour as well. Next pool. Did you see the meme? Or not the meme, but the like what she named her first child? Do you see that? That's wild stuff. I mean, it's pretty wild. Yeah, okay, you were the one that put it in the Discord. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Yeah, that was wild. That's wild. I couldn't remember who put it in there, but yeah. But yeah, it does look like this is going to overlay a little bit, right? Like, because we are an hour away and there's still 300-ish squads, 300 entries. I'll probably log off and jump in one and like walk around and cook and do stuff while I'm drafting one at the end. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. We've just been vibing, just chilling. I'm very ready for tonight, ready for the draft. I hope nobody is pick tipping in Steve's chat. If that happens, I will. I'm just not gonna look at chat, which will kind of suck because then I can't, won't be able to communicate with anybody. Debating whether or not to multi-table 4 little boards or just send it. I would go ahead and do them, right? Like what's it gonna hurt to just go ahead and do them, right? We don't care about no legs. All right, we got CeeDee Lamb, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, Tedero McMillan, Quinshon Judkins, and Cam Skattebo. I mean, I already told Steve that like if everybody's pick tipping, I'm probably just gonna log off, shut off all my media, and just watch the draft. And because this is the one night I really enjoy football all year. Like I enjoy like up until the season starts, right? Like it's the one night I get to like enjoy. So that like I'm very anti. Like I just want to watch and have a good time with it. Now, I don't need to know the instant something happens. I don't need to know. But no, like the live reaction show, like he's going to be there. Like it's on Steve's channel. It's not on my channel. So like he's going to be interacting with the chat. Let me and I'm probably just like I'm probably just gonna, it's probably not even gonna matter because I'm probably just gonna be in a bad mood by pick 3 anyway. So like to be honest, like if Kansas City trades up for Arvel Reese, like I don't think it's gonna matter. I'll probably just stay there the whole time anyway. Because nothing will make my mood better. That I thought you were on with him. Yeah. Yeah, no. It's on his channel. It's on Fanspeak Network. For those of you who aren't subbed to Fanspeak Network, we will be doing a live chat reaction or a live reaction to that. And like it's not like a massive community, so I don't think people will be like obviously a lot of you you'll know, right? You'll know what's going on because all you got to do is follow Ian Rappaport and like keep refreshing Twitter to find out. Look at SAOD with the double elite tight end. He knows ball, especially baseball. What we talk about. I love how it's System of a Down there, 92, with a picture of Elvis Presley. I mean, that's pretty cool. System of a Down, Elvis Presley. I'm with you, though. I just usually wait for it to hit the TV for round 1, and then the rest I don't care. Yeah, like I kind of like on day 2 and 3, like so like I'm gonna be live with Tyler tomorrow. I don't know what he's gonna do. But like if it was me, I would just probably be watching the NFL Stock Exchange people, which is gonna be on Bleacher Report. And I would just be like vibing with that because the NFL's production of the draft day 2 and 3 is the worst thing I've ever like. We don't need to hear about Mendoza for 3 days straight, which is what's going to happen. So we get Dak Prescott back around. That actually feels pretty good. That feels very good, actually. Also agree, the suspense and the spectacle is the point. They could just release a list of the draft pick. Yeah, exactly. Right. When they started spoiling it 5 minutes before. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, is he? Well, he has to sign the tag. You have to sign the tag to get traded on the tag. Just so you know. You can't get traded when you're not signed to the tag. What's up, Tiger? How we doing? SOAD in 100 or so baseball draft in the same room as you. Oh, on slows? Or what? He'll stay, I know. But he could have waited. Or he knows that, like, why else would he sign today? Like, think of it that way. If Pickens is signing his new tag right now, what does that tell you? Like, to me, that tells me that he's going to, like, there are trade offers out there for him. And the Cowboys said, hey, you need, like, we can't trade. Like, if you want to go somewhere, like, they can't trade him if he hasn't signed. There'd be zero other reason for him to sign. I think we're going to see some wild, like, I hope we end tonight with Brian Thomas Jr. Like, Brian Thomas Jr. and George Pickens both traded. Like, that's what I want. Like, yeah. So like, I think that that's actually big news that Pickens is signing. I hadn't seen it because I've been live. I haven't been really watching. Oh, it says he will sign. It doesn't say he is signing it. It says he will sign it. I mean, just like how you were rooting for Jeremiah Love to go to the Giants, I'm rooting for BTJ to go to the Patriots. Like, Schefter says is signing. Okay, Underdog says is will sign. So, I mean, I believe Schefter. Honestly, I think that the trades are more interesting than the offensive talent in this draft. Well, like, okay, yeah, I see it now. He is signing. Yep. Rappaport just posted it. So, yep. I think it's going to be a fun night, guys. I think it's going to be a fun night. This needs to be like, not to get like, we need to like see visual evidence of him signing. They need to make a big deal of that. Like that should be the spectacle right now. They should have him on camera signing that, smiling at the camera. Let's take Pittman. My guess, which isn't a hot take, is that almost all the trade stuff was just media hype, cycle, and not much happens. Yeah, I agree. I'm so ready. Wearing the same weird hat thing he wore in his viral draft video. Yeah, that. Good call. How did I forget that? That's on me. That's on me. I forgot that. We'll go ahead and take Worthy. We'll pull Worthy up to stack with Mahomes here. Get the Kenneth Walker, Xavier Worthy little stack there. 50-50 Rodgers announced. My feeling is that whatever their first pick is, Aaron Rodgers walks out with the card. Like, I don't even think that they're gonna like tell anybody. He's gonna like try to sneak into the back, and he's already signed, and they're gonna have him walk out with the card in Pittsburgh to announce the first pick, and he's gonna steal the show from the rookie. That's my guess. Yeah. Or like or he announces it the second, like as soon as the pick before them goes off the board, or like the second that it's like Pittsburgh Steelers are trading up to 15 to take Vega, to trade up to 15 or whatever it is. Like Aaron Rodgers goes to Twitter and be like, "I'm back to Pittsburgh. I'm back to." All right, so we got I mean, I don't disagree. A-Rod is definitely a let me make this all about me guy. Like honestly, it would be kind of weird for him to sign now. Are we talking about Pickens? Because I just seen the Rappaport one. But like Rodgers didn't want to sign until later last year to not go to training camp and stuff. Oh, Aaron Rodgers was? Is Raiders too? So you want to hear do you guys want to hear a big brain like trade that I could see happen? That I discussed in my Discord of Pepper Tony, like not to make fun of, like not to rub it in, but like, what if Pickens plus gets moved, like Pickens plus 20 gets moved to the Raiders for Max Crosby? All right, so we have the Mega Mahomes stack here. I don't really think Mega Stacks is the way to approach this contest, but we're already here. We've already done it. We're going to take our third quarterback here with Bryce Young, and then we're going to attack wide receiver pretty heavy. Yeah, PV Chico. And like, I don't really necessarily think that, like, I get it. Like, the doctor for the Cowboys was there, but everyone probably already knew he wasn't going to pass the physical. He just had surgery. So, like, just to add more spectacle to the whole thing, we're going to have to deal with this QB ADP all summer too, huh? I mean, like, I don't know. The Steelers act like if they don't know by the draft that they're just moving on without him. Like, that's kind of been the feel from everything I've seen. But like, he could just tell them already, hey, I'm coming back. And they know, and then he's like, I'm not signing until training camp's over or whatever, right? Like, let's be honest, Aaron Rodgers doesn't need to go to training camp. Now, because it's like the thing the veterans do all the time, right? The man's, what, 42 now? Something like that. Yeah, and like, they've been in constant talks and all that with McCarthy, all that stuff. So like, like, they know if he's going to play or not, I believe, already. And like, I think the best bit would be for him to come out to announce the first pick and not talk about if he's coming back. Like, could you imagine if he goes out there to announce the first pick and he just announces the first pick and then walks off stage? Like, and then we still don't know. Like, wouldn't that be the best possible outcome? Do you have a locked-in prediction on the Vikings' first pick? The DB from Oregon reaching on Oscar Delp. Reaching on Oscar Delp would be wild. The Vikings, to me, are the hardest one. I have the Panthers moving in front of the Vikings to take Thieneman, and then I have the Vikings trading back with the Chargers. So the Charger can go up and get a guard. Because I think that teams are going to look at Caden Proctor as a guard, not a tackle. And I think the Chargers would move up to move in front of Pittsburgh to get Caden Proctor. I know that the Lions are linked to Caden Proctor pretty heavily. But there's also a lot of talk about them moving up they may be moving. Like, if the draft goes to the way a lot of mocks are looking, like Fano or Mauiaga will be available like later than they thought. They could be moving up to get one of the best two, right? Possible tackles. So, and like Fano would be perfect for him because he could play guard for a year and move out to tackle as well. Or he could just play tackle. Like, he could do whatever. Happy draft, everyone. Skull. Yeah, we so like I kind of think that they, like, I have them moving back. Yeah, and like, so sounds your team just lost their defensive backs coach. What is this related to the Mike Vrabel situation? Just curious. We'll take another Jonah Coleman share. We'll be done at those 5 though. I think that a wide receiver would be better than DB. Like, I think that they address wide receiver, but not in the first round. I have them moving back with the Chargers and then taking Peter Woods, who, like, I think that defensive interior, there's not a lot of buzz for him. It could be Caleb Banks, but like Peter Woods went into the offseason as the number 1 prospect for a lot of people overall. And then he disappointed this year, and now it looks like he may not go in the first round. But I could see a team like the Vikings taking him. I could see like the Chargers taking him as well. Hey, Peterson, but yeah, he's a hybrid player. So, when did this happen? I don't see it. But I'm not constantly refreshing either. Dave Merritt. Oh. Yeah, that's not good. Had to get someone to stack with Jay Daniels, Ayuk. All depends on if there's a player that fits. Yeah. I think that like Peter Woods could be an upside swing kind of guy for the Vikings in a class that like isn't overly. If Thieneman goes before them, I think that they kind of scramble or take Sadiq. And I think that in that situation, they'll like desperately try to trade back, maybe even take like less than what would normally be required to move up. I think that they'd be scrambling to try to move back, and then they would end up taking a defender of some kind. I mean, I wasn't planning on taking another running back, but Emmett Johnson looking spicy. Yeah, I think that they should trade back if Thieneman's not there, for sure. Yeah, I think it kind of sounds like the league really does like Denzel Boston. All right, let's take some Ryan Flournoy here. We're gonna lean in. I want to thank Mikey here for taking Emmett Johnson, so I didn't have to look at it and not do it. Yeah, we got the 40 likes. I want to thank everybody for popping in. Yeah, he was mine too, but like I kept saying, like Cooper was always the best pick until he surpassed Boston. And then Boston was the best pick because all of the early ADPs got Boston at like 100, or early teams got them at like 100, right? And to me, it's just like, we'll just take Barner here. Boston just became the best pick because even if he goes early day 2, like in the 160 or in the 140s is fine whenever he was going up 98 the whole time before, right? Yeah, exactly. Like I wasn't really in on him, and I ended up overweight, I believe. I ended up at the field. On DraftKings, he fell even more, if I remember right. I'll look up my DraftKings exposures real quick, since I don't know if you can look up your DraftKings exposures on the PC. Upcoming best ball exposures. Oh, that's for golf. I got a free ticket for the $1, and well, I didn't have any left, so I had to do a golf entry today. I ended up at 8% all the way around on Denzel Boston. Can you? Yeah, so like I didn't like Boston's price a whole lot early, but like the later it got, and I'm a Cooper bull, but like it got to the point that like Concepcion moved up from the back to the front, right? Cooper moved from the back to the front, and Boston moved from the middle to like the late middle. And it's not like his value overall, like we were never projecting Denzel Boston to go before pick like 16, right? Even when he was slotted at going at like pick 100 in the drafts. And then like, because the hype on the other players moved up, he just got like canned. And it's like, well, he still got a very solid shot to go at the back end of the first round. Yeah. And like, whenever he got to the 140 range, it's like he's kind of a value based on all the previous draft spots. It's not like he couldn't pay off the early price, but like value wise, it was just a better pick overall. What's up, Rick? Thank you for popping in and saying hi. I seen you earlier. Pickens could go to a lot of places. It could be late day 1, early day 2. I don't think Jeremy's ADP started to slide. It's been steady the whole time is all. So we got a KC triple stack. We got a Dallas double stack. I mean, some sort of Max Crosby Pickens trade makes sense. Just straight up to the Patriots for pick 29. Straight up to Kansas City for pick 29, or to KC 29. Straight up to KC or to the Patriots to pick 31. Like all of those things make sense. Like, what about the Bills? What if the Bills trade pick 25 and start the season with Pickens? Just say screw defense. We're gonna have Pickens, DJ Moore, Josh Allen, James Cook, Shakir, Kincaid. Like, what if they just do that? What if the Bills are like, screw it, let's be the Bengals? I don't think that they have the cap room to do that, but like, we can dream, right? But like the Patriots have the cap room to do it. The Raiders definitely have the cap room to do it. I don't know if KC does. The Titans do. No, it wouldn't be the 4th. I heard that would, yeah, if it's a package kind of deal like that, to where they get Pickens and the 20th for the 4th, that would actually make a ton of sense And Jeremiah Love to the Cowboys would be one of the best possible things we could have. Like, especially if that happens and they get Jeremiah Love at 4, that would be insane. Like, and that would be fantastic for the Titans. That would be so much better for the Titans. I would be a little more in on Pickens at that point. I would be super in on Jeremiah Love at that point. All of the Flournoy bags would feel fantastic. Let's take Jalen Noel. Yeah, that is a smart proposal. Yeah, like I like Tony Pollard, but like if they take Jeremiah Love, they have to flip Pollard, right? And like I've seen a bunch of people say, like Off the Schneid was saying that like he thinks that they're going to flip Pollard to Seattle, and I've said that I think that's a possibility, but I've been thinking about it a little bit more, and I don't. So like Tony Pollard's contract is $7 million or whatever, right? And Walker's contract that he signed is essentially $8 million a year, right? So like, I guess it's after this year, it's $14 million a year. So like, he signed for very cheap this year, and that's like 14 a year, like. But they didn't even franchise him, right? So, do they want to give $8 million a year to a guy that's Tony Pollard, or did they want Kenneth Walker at like a similar-ish price? And I mean, I guess it's not super similar, but you don't know. Like, I don't know what the franchise tag would have been. RB franchise tag 2026. Okay, so it would have, it would have been a lot more. So yeah, okay, that does make sense. I don't know where, like, I got convinced on Javonte a little bit later. I got like 6%, but I never ever took any I didn't take a single thing of Jaden Blue or Malik Davis, and not one, not a single share of those guys. But man, Jeremiah, like if that happens and Jeremiah Love goes there, and they keep pick 12, like they could get an elite defender at 12. There's a solid chance Bain is there at 12. There's a solid chance that, like, I actually think if that happens, they would take 12 and trade back, right? Possibly, like, unless Bain or Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs is there. I mean, it feels like a Jerry Jones move. He's the one that took Elliott. Like, I think I have more on Underdog. So where do you look at your DraftKings exposures? Oh, there it is. All right, we can do that later, or here in just a minute. I want some more. I like Skylar Bell. Let's go Skylar Bell. Like Malachi Fields is a guy who was drafted a lot early, but he's not been drafted a lot in this contest. I've been taking a little bit of him in this contest because I think it's kind of a leverage play. Because like Bryce Lance goes a lot now, like Stribling goes a lot now, but like people aren't taking Fields anymore, right? So that's a player that I've taken, like, now that it's about over, it's a player that I've been kind of taking on and off. We know what time it is, boys. You remember last year. What time is it? It's Turpin time. That's what time it is. We got a 3-5-9-3 here. We got Dak Prescott, Mahomes, and Bryce Young Running backs, Kenneth Walker, Brees Hall, Quinshon Judkins, Cam Scatterbo, Jonah Coleman. Wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, Tedero McMillan, Michael Pittman, Xavier Worthy, Ryan Flournoy, Darnell Mooney, Jalen Knoll, Malachi Fields, and Devontae Turpin. We got the entire squad there in Dallas. Tight end, Travis Kelce, Brett Strange, and A.J. Barner. Slurping the Turpin. What's up, Spencer? How we doing? Thankfully, YouTube fed it to me. Hey, well, thank you for popping in the channel. We go live all the time. I've got a ton of videos. I go live every Monday through Thursday, at 4 p.m. Central. Sundays at 5 or at 6:30 Central. Tonight, I'm actually going to go live on Fanspeak Network. We're going to be doing draft recap stuff, live reactions to all the picks. I'm doing a 12-hour live stream next Sunday, assuming I've been having some PC issues, but I had to push it back. But at the moment, it looks like we're going to do that. If I had to restart my computer a couple times during it, whatever, it's fine. But we hit the 500 goal mark, and we are doing a 12-hour live stream for the people. So that is that. Okay, we're over here now. Time to look at my bad exposures over here on DraftKings. Quarterbacks, 24% Jaden Daniels. I did 70 some 75 drafts, I think. $21, and then 55, I think, of the other ones. 24% Jaden Daniels, 16% Drake May, 16% Justin Herbert, 13% Dart, 13% Shuck, Kirk Cousins, RIP, all of my EV. What was I thinking? Why did I do it? Why? Why would I do that? I know why. It was just a late guy to help me get through the season. If I took a Mahomes or somebody who was currently hurt, Jared Goff. I got a bunch of the late guys because I push quarterback 3 quite often. Lamar got a little bit of a bag there. Players I was fading. Josh Allen once again. I did not expect Trevor Lawrence to be there. Burrow I have a hard time with on DraftKings just because of he goes in round 5 for some reason. Derek Carr, we all make bad choices. That's definitely one of mine. Sam Darnold, Matt Stafford, I did not take him a single time. I took him in 2 $1. I don't have any in the 55. I have 0. That's not by design. That is not by design. I promise. Baker Mayfield down there, but I've kind of been out on the Bucks a little bit. Running back. Emmett Johnson, 47%, not scared. Tyler Algier feels really good if Dallas ends up trading up assuming they don't take Arizona can take Jeremiah Love too still and ruin everybody. Dobbins, a lot of that was the early ADP. Same with Rashad White. Tony Pollard, 16%. I love the price. Hampton and Vidal. Hey. Yep. Pump for the draft. You guys up? Nice. Thank you. Yeah, that will be something. Yeah, I don't like self-promote very much. I just let things happen. But yeah, thank you for popping in. We'll have to. I was planning on reaching out to you at some point to do a stream at some point in the off season or in the post draft thing. I know that you mostly were doing dinger stuff, but you're definitely you can't do them anymore, so you're gonna have to turn to NFL. Yeah, his stuff was I found them at the very, very end. I actually didn't find them until dinger stuff was over. I did 33 dingers, but they were almost all off stream with Updog. So all but 3 of my drafts, Updog is in with me, and we're basically splitting the account on those. So back to this: Jahmyr Gibbs 13%, DeAndre Swift at 13%, Jeremiah Love 12%, Genty 12%, Jonathan Brooks, Bijan at 12%. I must early on, I was Bijan 1 and Gibbs 2, and I did it that way the whole time. So I'm going to have less Puka and Jamar Chase over here. Derrick Henry 12% because he falls in the third all the time. Let's look at and see who I was fading. C-Rod only 3%. Stevenson at 4%. I have 12% of underdog, so that feels weird. DeMarcado, Facial Tootin, that makes sense. ETN, I was out on him until he signed, so that makes sense as well. Woody Marks and Demont. Marks, I had 0 of until he started going late. Kenneth Walker, I didn't pick at the back end of the board a lot after he signed. That was Brian Robinson. That was the wrong Robinson. I have 7% Bijan. I had 12% Brian. How dare you? I don't myself. The real deal. You started NFL stuff too. Nice. Yeah, I can't either. DK just filled. Very nice. I mainly did little eliminators on underdog. I have 4. I only did 20-ish eliminators. No, I did 9 eliminators. I only have 4 left. Been rough. B-Rob strikes again. What's up? Absolutely. How are we doing, Bayou? I bet you are in the same boat as me and just praying to God that your team does not trade up to 3. I hope to God we do not. Kansas City doesn't trade to 3. Let me know. Do you agree? Are you really hoping that you don't trade to 3, or do you want to trade to 3? I don't like David Bailey. And I think that Ruben Bain and Arvell Reese are very similar. I like the motor guy in Bain more. Yeah, I do not want to trade. I do agree that Arvell Reese is the better prospect, but I don't think it's a significant up. It's not worth the trade up, in my opinion. Yeah, Reese is better. But if Bailey goes at 2 and Reese is available, I'm less upset about it. But Reese is a better player than Bain, but I don't think the Ruben Bain gap is worth what we're going to have to pay to get up. Of course, the Chiefs can't like somebody who, yeah, I mean, we have a type. I also wouldn't mind us taking Seth McGowan, why not take Seth McGowan? Let's just go full circle. We have 2 getaway drivers now. With Ruben Bain, we'll have 2 getaway drivers, and then we'll have Xavier Worthy is the guy to run in and grab. I know he's not been in trouble, but he got the speed, right? He got the speed to go in there and snatch a grab, right? Arvell swung back to minus 230 going second. Yeah. Okay. I never did. I think Bailey falls. My hot take for the draft is that David Bailey falls, and that the top 3, I think that there's a surprise pick, and it could be that it goes. It could just be Arizona takes Sonny Styles at 3, or maybe it's the way that I had it, and they can't get a trade up partner for Bailey because nobody likes Bailey and everybody wants Reese, and Arvell Reese goes at 2, and then they can't find anybody. They just end up having to take the guy that they would have taken later in Mauioga. That's kind of what I think is going to happen. So do you want Styles over Mansour Delane or Carnell Tate? Or I think Styles would be a fun fit for you guys. I want Ruben Bain at like or Cardinal Tate on Kansas City. I'm happy. Like I would be happy with Jordan Tyson if Tate is gone. I don't want and if those guys are all gone, I kind of just want an offensive tackle, like whatever offensive tackle's there. Let's get back to the exposures though. Wide receiver. Omar Cooper, 42%. Cardinal Tate, 21%. Jeremy Bernard, 20%. Ryan Flournoy, looking good. Looking good, 20%. Ladd, 18%. Jordan Addison, 17%. Olave, 17%. Pat Bryant, Devonta Smith, Torrey Horton. That's the first one that feels bad to me. Like, could feel bad. Amon-Ra, Nico, McLaurin. Concepcion is high, 13% on Tyson. Jamar Chase is at 3rd. I must have just got a lot of high picks. Jefferson's at 12%. Christian Watson's high. Let's go to the bottom. Look and see who I was fading. Tank Dell again. Calvin Ridley, Cortland Sutton. Same names. Darnell Mooney surprises me. I thought I'd have a little more. Pickens, that makes sense. Tyquan Thornton. I thought I'd have a little more of, but he's not 100% drafted. Wandale shocks me. I had a bag of Wandale on Underdog for a while. I think I stopped taking him completely because I had so much. Baseball been super good so far. Murakami, yeah, he really is. Which pick? Like, I think that there's a world where so somebody said a rumor is that Dallas trades trades Pickens and pick 20 to move up to 4 to Tennessee. I think something like that could happen with Kansas City, to where it's like Pickens plus pick 20 goes to Kansas City for pick 9. And we give a third back as well. So Dallas ends up with 3 first-round picks, and Kansas City ends up with still pick 29 and George Pickens, something like that. Or not pick 9, the other way around. We move back from pick 9 to pick 20, basically, and then Pickens goes for the difference at pick 29, something like that. It's something that I think could happen as well. Yeah, it would be. One of the good teams. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm Updog and I are advancing at field, but we have a lot of them in contention. So Christian Kirk kind of faded, AJ Brown kind of faded, Michael Pittman kind of faded, Egbuka I am going to fade. Golden, I was kind of out on, and I'm in on a little more now after the Wick stuff. I just didn't draft a lot of DK in the second half. Metcalf, that's kind of where I want to be. Godwin, I got on late. Lamb, 5% was my goal. Waddle, 5 to 6% was my goal. JSN, 5%. I don't feel good about that. I wasn't picking in the middle a lot over here. Drake London around the field, and then tight end. We got Chig at 17, Njoku, Kelsey, Britton Strange, Gunnar Helm, Mason Taylor, Bowers at 12%. Most of that was round 3, by the way. Juwan Johnson, Gadsden. I'm surprised I have that little Tucker Craft. Where's my Colston Loveland? Oh, Loveland goes higher on this site. So I decided that I remember this. I decided that I was going to fade Loveland on this site to not be overweight, but be at field, because his price was a little higher. And I do think that it's a slightly worse bet in full PPR. Why do you assume it's a first rounder, Dallas? I think that it would be a late first, is what I think. Like, I think that like a late first or early second would be what he goes for, which is why I think it could be pick 29. Like, we could keep 9, and then like we could basically like we move back from 9 to 12, and then we trade pick 29 for Pickens. Is kind of what I would say could happen. So like they move up 3 spots, we move back, they keep pick 20, and we trade 29. Like, I said it wrong first. That's the progression that I like. I haven't seen what we're doing today. What's up, dog? And this is my partner in crime. Like, don't see a team wanting to give up a high pick. So like, I think the back end of the first round picks are gonna like hold more value. Like, everybody thinks that there's only like 18 first rounders in this draft. So whenever you're trading pick 29, that's more like pick 40 in a regular draft. So because of the perception of this being a weak class, those back end first round picks are going to be viewed at a lower price, which is why I think that it could be like a Pickens kind of thing. And like, wonder if Raiders 2.10 is enough. I mean, that would be great. They really did. Your White Sox are looking great. Is Austin Hayes benched, by the way? I don't know much about baseball. We just did some stuff. Okay, wasn't a dig on what you were proposing trade-wise. Just seemed out. Yeah, no. I totally get it. Well, I said what I was proposing wrong as well. Like, I said it incorrectly. But what I meant was 9 to 12 as a trade back. And then, like, so basically, like, the value of, like, the 24th overall pick or something, right? He got hurt. So, like, late in the process, I noticed that, like, Updog and I realized that he was cleanup for a team. And we started taking a little bit of Murakami and the other guy, Montgomery, I think it was. And I just started making Hayes like how long is he hurt for? Monty, Vargas, and nice. White Sox and Pirates stacks are the best so far. Gotta love baseball. The Pirate stacks without Connor, right? So let's look at the fades at tight end. I'm sure Likely's down here somewhere. Hawkinson at 1%. I was fully out on Hawkinson early on. And like I said, I did most of my DraftKings early. So I got to where I was like 5 to 6%. I still believe that the Vikings are a fairly likely scenario for Sadiq. And that's one of the reasons. Yeah, except Connor. Yeah, like, yeah, you do. Like, I don't know anything about baseball, but I've been looking at it. It's like, oh, well, everything but Connor. Okay. Well, we're in chill mode at this point. You have red out already ready for when the Cardinals pick at 3. Red ale. Got it. So Trey McBride, I've been fading. Kincaid, I was fading early on because, like, it never made sense. I don't like the fandom price. Like, why not get the surgery again? Michael Trigg, better pick than both of them. Baby. Goddard, I was fading early because I was scared. Pitts, early, his ADP was bad. It's great now. Tyler Warren, I was just wrong on. It's wild that I go from all these 4% all the way up to 7%. I don't have anybody at 5 or 6%. I'm surprised I'm here at 8% there. But those are my DraftKings exposures. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. If you guys are new to the channel and you enjoy the content, please hit the sub. I'm going live in 1 hour and 15 minutes over on Fanspeak Network. I believe that's the right one. Let me make sure that I put the right. But I will be live with Steve in 75 minutes we're gonna talk through all of the draft picks as it happens. Trig is a name you don't know. Well, I don't believe what I just said. Don't believe it. So Michael Trigg is a really, really fun player. He's a very fun player. But he was a guy who had hype to go in like the second or third round, possibly. But he was like, what Oscar Delp became was the Michael Trigg start. But he had to get like he was supposed to be a height, weight, speed kind of guy. Like he plays like Harold Fannin plays. But the dude, he didn't look right at his pro day, but he opted to not test at the combine. And then everybody absolutely smashed. Everybody absolutely smashed the combine. So like it looked bad. And then at his pro day, the man had a 27-inch vertical. A 27-inch vertical. Like, he didn't look like he was really healthy, but he also didn't look like he tried. It's like, why? Like, it's kind of like the Restrepo thing. It kind of like, why are you even doing anything at this point? Like, at a certain point, you're unathletic enough that doing nothing is the only answer. So, like, and if he was hurt, why are you doing it at all? And there was no comment about him being hurt in the process. And maybe I missed that. But like you watch his tape, he doesn't look like a 27-inch vertical guy, but he played at Baylor. His tape is like his highlights are so fun. But yeah, he had a 27-inch vertical at his pro day. Not good. Final little board fill rate, 78%. I'm going to go reply that on my Twitter thing that I started a month ago where people were like, oh, it's going to fill. The few times you're right, you got to troll everybody because I expect to be trolled when I'm wrong. Yeah, all this Trig news is new to me, but yeah, it's 27-inch vertical. Like, that is not good. That is not good at all. Shift 100K and overlay. Thank you, Underdog. Absolutely. Perfect. Third place may be good enough. Yep. 77.8. Oh, I'm just screenshotting it. We're not typing it. We're screenshotting. Like, you have to have an exact thing, an exact number. But in like 20 minutes, I will do that. I'm going to log off here. I'm going to start up some food, move around for a little bit. Then I'm going to be live for the whole draft over on Fanspeak Network. In the link that I just put in there earlier, we're going to go through all the picks. Maybe Pickens gets traded tonight. Maybe BTJ gets traded tonight. Like a 27-inch vertical isn't horrible for somebody like me who isn't an athlete and has never worked out for a day in his life. But for somebody who's supposed to be a height, weight, speed monster, probably not the best number for you. But I promise you, if you watch him play, if your job is bagging groceries and you got 27-inch vertical, good job. I'm actually impressed, maybe somewhat, not the worst thing. Great, fantastic. If you're a doctor, fantastic, good job. You got 27-inch vertical. I'm not even that upset about it. If that's on your resume to be an NBA star or to play football. Oh yeah, the Trig highlights are awesome. Actually, if you go to my channel, I have a video. I have a Michael Trigg highlight video that's it's got some music to it that I put out. It got demonetized. I don't care. It's still out there. There's only like 80 views on it, but like, it's an awesome little video. It's got some super cool, like it was the very first video I tried to make. So it's pretty choppy, and it got demonetized because I didn't have rights to the thing, but it didn't like hurt my channel. But like I made the video. Go watch that if you don't mind. But I'll see everybody in about an hour. Have a great day. And good luck to everybody who doesn't watch us on Fanspeak later. Hope your team doesn't do the absolute worst possible thing that they could do for your franchise. Good luck. Peace.